Kobe. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the one, the only Rumboyz Fantasy Network. Yo, tonight is gonna be a really, really good night. I do more pleasure, more happy to share a panel with these gentlemen here. I feel like that we brought up the biggest, the heaviest hitters in the football analytics industry, just in the sports analytics industry overall. At the end of the day, we are all fans. We are here to bring you content, fulfill your needs and desires, especially during this time that we are all involved in. As always, it's your host, the Admiral, a.k.a. Rumboyz Robbie, your boy, Robbie J. And over to my left, I'm pointing at my left, but I guess it's not right on y'all's screen. It's my boy, Jake Miller, Rumboyz Combat. What's good, bro?
Waiting for some news on when this UFC event will happen, which likely won't happen at this point, since everyone's stuck in the current country they're at. But yeah, when news comes out about this card, it's going to be crazy because you got to think about the next cards coming up. They're all canceled. You're going to have the main event from every card probably fighting on the next one. So you're going to have a scary main event card. You're going to have 5 fight night main events, basically.
Bro, I cannot wait. It sounds like
Just think, Rosenstruck versus Ngannou might be the first fight of the main card.
Sounds like your department's about to be very, very, very busy here as soon as we get released.
Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait to get sports back, dude.
Hell yes. What's good? Hell no. Hell yeah. Up in the chat, fantasy football shoe. I see you. Rumboyz Fitness. What's good? And as always, joining us, representing the clock management crew, Justin. Tell them what it do.
What up, everyone? After Miles was kind enough to challenge me that 30 push-up challenge on Twitter, I had to go get sponsored by a company to give me some protein so I could recover. So I'm drinking out my ladder shaker here.
Nice. Oh my gosh, she said ladder, give me money. Right below Justin, who was representing that clock management, representing the Real Deal Fantasy HQ. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a long time coming for us to make this happen. We've been trying to get this in the works, and we were able to get him on the schedule. We got it penciled in. This man is a Rams fan. He is the real Fantasy Analytics. My guy, Laquan. What is good, bro?
What's good, homie? What's going on? Let's get it. I'm ready, bro.
Oh, I'm ready, bro. It's about to be lit in the city. You already know.
Is it?
Hey, and then right over to his left, his right, whatever it may be on that, whatever your side. It don't matter what side we're going to vibe tonight. Mr. Bogart Scott-Free, GMM Network. Give me my name!
Hey, I'm happy to be here for the 2 Bandito episode. You know what I'm saying? I want to thank God. Oh my bad, I thought I was accepting an award or something like that. Also, I want to point out, I want to shout out all you playoff beard wealthy motherfuckers, and there ain't a playoff game in sight. You feel me? Shout out to all the barbers that ain't cutting me up. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Hey, and then as always, this is the baddest motherfucker in the game when it comes to writing. He is nasty on the keys. He is nasty with the pen. You don't know where it's coming from because camouflage is where he's been. Fantasy Football Peacock, Miles Peacock. What is good, bro?
What's up, Rob? What's up, everybody? How y'all doing out there?
Miles.
Feeling good? I'm feeling good. I'm ready to rock and roll tonight, man. Let's get it.
Bro, you've been blowing it up on the interwebs over on Rumboyz.com, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know how we do our thing over there. You guys want to check out Rumboyz? We've got our blog section, got the Captain's Corner, where all the hottest fantasy stuff is dropping. You know, anything you want to talk about, we got it, baby. It's all there.
Yeah.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Fellas, y'all know that we can't have a Rumboyz show. It ain't no party like a Rumboyz party without the ceremonious toast. But we got to break it in like this. So first, I want to, before we get into the cheers, and I say the ceremonious cheers, I want to thank each and every single one of you for subscribing to us and showing us love here on this channel. Make sure that you go to my featured channel section and subscribe to everyone else. All these guys are there, and I want you guys to, show them love. So I want to start off with that. But thank you to all 2K of y'all, because y'all are badass. Y'all are fucking kick ass. Another thing that I want to cheers to, the Mellow Ball, you making big moves. I see you buying your Australian team. I'm trying to buy a TBL team. Let's get this money, baby.
It's money season.
It's money season.
Money.
Let's get it.
And I also want to set the tone like this. There are so many independent analysts out there working just as hard as us. And there are us as well working just as hard as we are. There are some people, some reporters that don't like that we're still trying to keep, we're trying to give you a distraction from that invisible enemy that's outside in Corona. Mr. Kevin McGran, listen, sir, SMD, we're still going to provide entertainment for these people because they came here for this. And if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. And as always, cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rum boys and girls, what it do. Dilly.
Dilly. Chinos, give me money.
Whoo!
Yes. Oh, it's going to be one of those nights.
Needed that.
Y'all ready to get into some sports?
Let's get it.
Sure, man.
Let's do it.
Let's go. You already know we work with Snake Order. We're going to start off with Jake, Rumboyz Combat. First topic. The Chiefs now lock down 27-year-old Sammy Watkins for a 1 year, $16 million, $7 million incentives. I just want to include them incentives and a no trade clause. Does this make the Chiefs offense whole again? Perfectly balanced, just like the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. And are they the AFC favorite to get back to the big dance?
I think they were the favorite regardless of this move, and now this just kind of clarifies whatever they do now. They have their coordinator back, who could have been a head coach, but I think he decided to stay there for a reason. And they're going to be fine. If anything, this shortened offseason will help them because they can replace defensive talent. You can teach the defensive side of the ball. I'm guessing they're going to pay Mahomes pretty soon, right? But they probably manage the books on that side of things. So they're going to be pretty much set up to really get this offense churning week one, and they're going to be able to fill in the defense later. And they're probably the favorite before this move, and now they're definitely the favorite.
I mean,
To win it all, by the way. I'm not even just saying to win the AFC.
yeah, I mean, I think they got to be the favorite, which, I mean, I'm still recovering from that last game, so.
Sorry for the meme, Justin.
Bring it up.
But I think they, so, I mean, they're not balanced, no, because they're a very pass-happy team. They need a running back before they can be balanced. But, I mean, bringing him back, that's great when he shows up. He's great two games a season.
I mean, hey, Sammy, shout out to you, but I'm not paying them that much money for a guy that I know for a fact is going to miss games. Like, he misses games every year. So, like, what is the point of paying him this big bag? So, obviously, I don't think him on the team make or break them, but they're still the favorite, obviously, because Pat Mahomes is going to sling the ball. That offense is still going to be high power. They're still going to do their damn thing in the AFC, and I do think they'll make it back to the dance. It's a matter of, if they find a running back in the draft, because like you said, they're not exactly balanced. So like the pass happy, like they got all the wide receivers, they got plenty of talent. And I'm almost on board saying that Patty can make these young receivers good. Like I'm almost on that boat. So it's like, I'm not really too worried about Sammy there or not. Like, it's like kind of irrelevant. I had like the Waka Flocka face when they paid him. Like, okay, like cool. So that's my take on it, bro. It's like he's gonna be hurt. He's gonna miss at least 3 to 4 games. So go ahead and waste your money on that. So full send on that. Full send. Speaking of that,
Oh God. Yep, I was about to say, as soon as you said it, I was like, you say full send, you gotta shoot.
we are.
To me, it's kind of meh, right? Like, because he's kind of not really a factor as far. He's more like a DFS play to me in fantasy, but in reality, it's great, right? Reality football, but it really personally it makes me pissed about Nicole Hardman, man, because I wanted him to be a thing, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a guy who will go in for Tyreek Hill in the second round. I would have loved to like go in on Nicole Hardman, like, you know, in the mid to late rounds. You know what I mean? Like, so Sammy there, it just makes me not look at Hardman no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Graham, he's part of the family. He's helped build it.
I guess if you say that, I don't think so. I think I compliment a guy like Will Fuller, who's not really even, like he has to stay healthy. They're paying up a bunch of money to keep it, like you said, a family, keep it together. They're still going to be the favorite regardless because the number one receiver in that offense is Travis Kelce, the tight end. So it doesn't really matter. You might say it's Tyreek Hill, but he can get streaky as well because they have so many other burners on the team. So what they really need is a possession receiver, and they probably could have, maybe shot their shot in the draft, or probably still can. So this move doesn't make any sense. But other than that, it's not really going to affect him. Like I said, he's not one of those players. I mean, maybe if he pulls a season together and he has a magical season like he did years ago, he might be fantasy relevant. But I don't know why they did it.
Did they pick up option on Robinson too? Did they pick up his option?
I don't know if they picked up Robinson, but I think
he has no incentives.
Okay. Yeah, I think the best bet is just if you could have Patrick Mahomes somehow in drafts. Like, I'd just rather get the what do they call it? Not the cake, not the icing. I'd rather have the cake. I guess you know what I mean. Does that make sense?
No, it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. What I want to start my take off with first is I want to shout out to one of our followers on Sportscaster, brand new follower over on Sportscaster, National Love 95. Ain't no better baseball team that you can be a fan of right now than my Nationals. You dig? We out here.
You'll be the defending champs for a long time at this rate. A very long time.
You didn't even have to go there. One of the things I want to say, though, in regards to my take, is the Chiefs' offense. They're gonna have now. Don't get me wrong. A lot of these numbers are repetitive in terms of the players that they have. 10 of 11 Super Bowl starters. 5 of his 6 leading rushers. 8 of his top 9 leading receivers. 6 of its top 7 linemen in terms of snaps played. I believe they did ship one out. Eric Bieniemy is still calling plays. Y'all know that's my favorite OC in the game.
Shout out.
Yo, big shout out. Andy Reid's still the coach. Mahomes Mahomes is still under center. Reek is still out there running options, and let's not forget about one secular Rumboyz rookie that was mentioned in a previous tape that is on that team. Now he's a sophomore in the game, Nicole Hardman. Y'all not gonna sit here and tell me that just because Sammy Watkins signed this little small ass deal, to me it's a small ass deal.
Oh yeah, $9 million's pretty affordable.
Yeah, especially for the team to just keep what they already have to keep a nucleus. Yo,
I don't think they needed it.
They don't need them. They don't need them, but they're keeping them just to keep them, just so that they have them.
Didn't Sammy say he was going to sit a year if they won?
Yeah, he did.
Sit your ass down.
I mean, if you combine his last 2 years, he's practically sat a year anyways.
I mean,
so.
he also said he is a lizard person. I mean, he says lots of stuff.
I was about to say that.
His Twitter takes are crazy.
Jesus.
Like, anyone that is worried about Nicole, I want to tell you to regress on those feelings.
Okay.
He's gonna eat. When's the last time that you saw Sammy Watkins really eat? Like really?
Week one, and then that was it.
But it's not fair to call him a bust at this
Patriots.
point.
Yeah,
He
against
cooked the Patriots.
Can you call
I
him a
think he cooked
bust?
the Patriots.
So okay. When has he consistently ate? When has he consistently ate?
Never.
College.
Not consistently. Yeah, maybe.
Actually,
Oh,
no,
no.
because he had like one good year in college as a freshman.
You're right.
And
Huh?
then
Yeah,
he
he was
fell
over.
off.
No, you're right.
But he might be a bust. I mean, he was like the leader of that core, and then Hopkins was like the third string guy. And then look what happened to Hopkins, and look what happened to him. So,
LQ, feel free to drop your link in the chat so people subscribe to your channel, bro. I want people to get hit for you. Y'all that got YouTubes, they know what's good. Next topic here, and we start with Miles. The Bears.
Where the Bears go?
The Bears.
Oh, it's coming. Hold your breath. Here it comes.
He's like, hold it back. Hold on. Bro,
Oh, that's the boo. My bad. There it is. My bad. I just naturally thought to boo the Bears because the NFC. Yeah.
The Bears GM Ryan Pace is on record stating Foles versus Trubinsky is an open QB competition. Who wins this battle and why? Miles E.
Straight up, Trubisky is inconsistent. He's had a couple blow-up games against, mediocre defenses, the bottom half type defenses. So that's the only time he eats. But I think Foles is just going to come in, and be a vet, and he's good enough to be better than Trubisky on any given Sunday. So I think as long as he doesn't injure his shoulder throwing a touchdown in the first game of the season, then he'll be fine this year and probably win that job, or at least push Trubisky. Because man, I don't know what's up with that coaching staff wanting to just push him forward and say, man, this guy's great. We don't need to bring in anybody else in the off season at any time to push this young guy who doesn't have a long resume. So Trubisky, I don't know, man. That guy's just not. I don't think he's ready, and I don't know why they jumped guys like Mahomes and Watson to get him. But that's the Bears for you. Yeah. But I mean, I'm not one to talk right now. I mean, we all know what's going on in Houston.
I was just gonna say, Miles, you beat me to it.
I'll go ahead and knock on myself before all of y'all take your turns.
Yeah, bro. I was ready to fucking eat, dog. I was like, hey, you want to talk shit? Yeah, agree.
Yeah, but Trubisky's obviously not as good as either of those guys, and he hasn't played that way. And like I said, he's very inconsistent. Once a good defense steps in, he's pedestrian. I don't even think you want to look at his numbers because, I mean, he's not a fantasy option unless you're like in a 2-quarterback, super flex league and you need to start somebody. So, no thanks. But I think Foles comes in and immediately, or at least it may take a while. Who knows? But it's something to watch for sure. But he's gonna be the starter eventually, whether it's week 1 or not. But I think he can do it by week 1.
Bogard.
Okay.
Bogard, you lay in and do what you got to do.
Okay, check this out. I'm going to give you guys the intangible take first. The intangibles of Nick Foles.
That's San Francisco.
Nick Foles is a good Christian. He's a God-fearing man. And that motherfucker, God loves him. So everywhere he goes, he prays to God. He's like, God, let me get this starting job. And we've already seen Trubisky be injury prone. We're going to see Nick Foles eventually, if he doesn't win it outright out the gate. You know what I mean? We're going to see him eventually. And, I mean, we've seen Trubisky get hot at times, and we've seen Nick Foles get hot. I would, if they could figure it out and have them play, 3 or 4 games with the hot Trubisky, and then another, 4 or 5 games with hot Nick Foles, you might be able to piece like a 9-7 season together.
Oh God, you just said a 9. He's like, you're gonna throw 9-7 seasons together. Look, why?
Yo, the only people that win this is the division, the North, because we already knew. They didn't even have to go public saying there's going to be a QB competition. We already knew that when going into this next season. We knew they're going to go draft a guy. They're going to go get a quarterback in the draft. And then they bring in Nick Foles. And I'm just like, again, Waka Flocka face. Okay, what are you guys doing? Like, you guys are bringing in bums. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't even seem like they're trying to win at the QB position. It's like, okay, you got Foles. He is the finesse kid. He only plays good in Philly. So you seen him go to the Rams. He went to my Rams and shit the bed completely. It was just like, bring back Mark Bolger. Bring him back. Because, like, it was just a shit show, bro. Like, we needed, like, a quarterback. Like, young finesse kid. He's going to keep playing as long as the money keeps calling. So when it comes to week one, it really doesn't even matter who's going to be at center because it's like Foles is bad, Trubisky's bad, and then you got a rookie coming in that's trying to, work his way through OTAs, training camp or whatever to show he can be the guy in the future. Because every time they draft a guy, they're like, this guy's the future. You know what I mean? So, like, Trubisky, I'm sorry, no fantasy relevance whatsoever. Foles, 0. So I'm not touching anything on that offense other than Allen Robinson. He's a low-key top 10. Low-key top 10.
I like that real deal. I like that take.
No.
I'll take Allen Robinson as like a 15 round or wide receiver 15. Like I work with that wide receiver 15. Go ahead, Justin.
PPR, I'm picking him up.
Yeah, I agree with you there. But I think we're missing. There's another QB battle out there too because Tampa Bay just signed Blaine Gabbert. No one's talking about it.
Bruh.
He had me at the beginning, right? And then
He does that all the time.
Yeah, there's with
If he could play only in London, he'd be really good.
Right? Maybe that's their plan. They're just gonna keep him in London.
That's fine.
You live here now.
With Chicago, though, I mean, ideal situation for them is Trubisky wins this job. He does good up until like week 14, 15, gets hurt, and then Foles comes in to finish the season off, and they make playoffs because that's Foles' time when he actually plays good. Outside of that, he's a horrible quarterback, so you don't want him in there.
In the second one, they make that seventh seat, that little last seat.
Yeah, that's their hope.
Hey, NFL, I don't know whether I want to thank you or send you like an F you for making our jobs as analysts more complicated for now having to account for an extra team in the playoffs.
Well, isn't the basic playoff format going to change after this year? Because I know they're going to 17 games after this year as well.
Yeah, this shit was not happening anyways.
Yeah.
the 8 and 9 Cowboys are going to get in this year.
Man, Super Bowl.
Yeah, but the quarterbacks are like I'm like whoever it is, I don't see much of a change. I think I would rather have Foles throwing the ball, fantasy purposes, but I mean, who cares?
Yeah, like really at the end of the day, it's like they both suck. So unless they're gonna go get another guy in free agency, which probably won't happen, and the rookie they bring in, I don't see being much better. So it's like they're tanking. It's just
I know with the other quarterbacks they had like available, and then they like brought in Foles. So it was
and it was
what?
like a complete slap in the face. It's like Foles has the news.
So, my take.
Jake, go ahead and deliver your take, but before you do, I just want to state, Chicago, I am so sorry. I wrote this on the script in hopes that they were going to react and give you guys something positive. But they said, fuck it.
No, it is positive.
I will continue that trend and say this. You said you don't want to pay a quarterback you don't trust big money. You traded for a quarterback making big money and did not pay Bridgewater, who I trust a lot more. But that's my first thing, where I think he's the guy who would just be the solid starter you put in there right now. This seems to me like their best case scenario, and I don't think there's any chance it happens, is it motivates Trubisky to be a decent quarterback. Or it fails and they cut him. And then they go on and they cut Foles and draft a quarterback next year. I think they don't like any quarterback in this draft. So they're taking the approach of, we're going to avoid it, have maybe a rough season, but we're not going to draft a quarterback this year. We're going to have Foles this year. We can get rid of him eventually. And we're going to have Trubisky have his 5th year or 4th year, whatever, figure it out, get rid of him when he can. And we're going to get a quarterback we like next year. They clearly don't like the quarterbacks in this draft.
They don't like Winston or Cam? What the hell, man?
Well,
Matt
What the
Nagy.
hell?
gonna
hey,
lose
those
his
guys were
job.
cut later, though, right? Those guys are not cut at the same time.
Winston
Well,
was.
Winston, we
Oh,
already
Winston,
knew.
they didn't like Winston, yeah. They don't want a guy throwing the ball around.
Dude,
Not in
y'all
cold
just
weather
see
like
him
that.
picture we see
Imagine Winston in nice weather throwing 30. Imagine him in Chicago throwing picks.
But he fixed his eyes.
He has a decent running back stable there. You got,
Yeah.
first of all, free Monty.
At least
Feed
he'll
him the freedom.
Yeah.
and at least he'll throw his interceptions further down the field than Mitch.
Yes.
Best punter in the league. Best punter in the league.
I have a theory that Mitchell Trubisky might not be intelligent.
Mitch Trubisky is a Cleveland high school football legend, by the way.
Right. And he was a running back too, right?
No. He ran the ball a lot, though. He was a running quarterback. Let's be honest. He did not throw much when he played in high school. And it shows now.
I wonder what his SATs were.
Jimbo.
Hey, man, for real, though, North Carolina's a hard school to get into. So, I mean,
Yo,
Shout out to
check-
Jimbo.
yo, big shout to Jimbo. We fucking love Jimbo, the icon. He's been showing everyone love. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel.
Who do you guys think win in a fight? 80-year-old Mike Ditka or Mitchell Trubisky?
Dicka.
Dicka all day.
Yeah,
Ditka by guillotine.
it was a trick question.
One uppercut is all it's going to take.
Just like right there. Old man strength, Ditka gets him right here. He's out.
I
No
think
chance.
I think Trubisky taps out before Dicka even touches him.
Oh my god. Yo, here's my take. First
He might
off,
Brett Favre just go down with straight hands right behind him and give him that 20 to sack.
Ditka will intercept his
fucking funniest avatar. That right there is the funniest fucking avatar. Like that J Love Abby, done. Done.
I needed you for when I made that meme, by the way. For
Yo,
sure.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you need that.
That was
one.
a perfect like Capri Sun sipping meme face. If
Oh
I could
my
add that.
gosh.
Capri Sun,
Oh.
give him money.
J Love needs to be
Yes.
sponsored by Capri Sun.
For real.
But second to my take, I gotta say that this pushes Trubinsky. He's younger than Foles. Foles has to run around the house and chase kids and shit. And anyone here that has kids know that wears on your body. So
Come on, man.
so I'm gonna say Trubisky by just a little bit. Like he's gonna be like, "Oh, you got a Super Bowl, motherfucker? Watch this."
Yep. Hey, he has a statue.
So break out here.
He has a
Break out here
statue
for
in Philadelphia for winning one Super Bowl.
Is it right next to the Balboa statue?
And he
I
has
don't know
really
where it's at, but I know he has a statue outside of that arena.
he
I don't
also
think in financial field.
he also has a really big contract.
Big Nick energy, guys. Come on.
Dude, God so loves Nick Foles.
We're back to this.
But no, this is strategic on Nick Foles' part. If he doesn't get this job, it's totally fine for him. Who has played less football and made this much money?
Sam Bradford.
Okay.
Full sense.
Those two are Hall of Fame, just like
Wilson, oh god, he just said
Finesse.
it.
thieves,
Kid.
right? Those are Hall of Fame thieves from the NFL.
Kirk Cousins gets that.
Wilson,
Full sense. Finesse kids.
Well, actually, no. I would say Bradford played a lot more than Foles, to be honest.
hey, Jake, get your liquor ready for the next topic. Does comfortability of what fantasy app that you play on matter? Jake, you start off. So this counts as like Sleeper, Yahoo, ESPN, My Fantasy League, whatever you've played on. Like, what experiences have you worked with the best, and where you have the best success rate?
Well, it's definitely a factor because it comes down to there was a point where some were PPR, and now they all are basically. So that changed up. But there's weekly fantasy you definitely have to change it up on because you have to know what other people will play and have to counter that and do heavy research and know like, okay, this is a guy we have to pick. This is going to work out because you know somebody's going to match the top quarterback and just like maybe get someone better and your little point differential will help out. But overall, I think with the consistent rules, it doesn't change as much as it used to because I think everything's pretty much going PPR, right?
Yeah, but I feel like when you go into like in-app research and different shit like that, like when I click on a certain player in a Yahoo app, like let's say like I click on Keenan Allen and then I click on Keenan Allen and ESPN, I'm gonna get sometimes two separate things, or what I read
Yeah.
maybe
For research,
interpreted
go local.
differently.
Go local blog writers for sure on the health of the players, because everybody's probable in fantasy football. That's kind of the joke, right? Everyone has that P next to their name, so you kind of have to go local if you're really into it that much and see, is this guy actually going to play? How'd he do in practice? Did he practice? Was he in contact drills?
Yeah, standard is now classic, correct.
No, I think so. I definitely have my preferences because some different apps give you different controls. So I love being able to control and edit every aspect of it because I like to have like a bunch of different leagues that are all completely different. Like I don't want to have two leagues with the same rules. So I want to go try and that way I can, to me it's just more fun trying to figure out how to game plan for those. And then also, I don't mind. I don't want them to, like, if the app has no news, I'm fine with that because I'm going to be doing all my own news. And I prefer if the people I'm playing against are trying to get it from the app and it has crappy news for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't think it really matters. Like he said, like I would rather the app not give me news and I just use it for my own, and then I don't have my league mates on the same website getting the same news and blah blah blah. But like I want them to go out and go dig and they get their own news. So I like Yahoo, I like Sleeper, I like NFL, I like ESPN. Like I've done them all, so like I don't think it really matters accountability. Like appearance does matter. I'll say that. That's
I love Flea Flicker, but their appearance they need work on that.
Yeah,
dude,
and like
give me Sleeper all day. I love Sleeper. I love Sleeper app.
Yeah. Sleeper and Flea Flicker are my two
favorites. Can I ask
favorites.
this question too? Why does ESPN suck at everything technology-wise?
Dude, they crash week one every year.
And you cannot find any UFC card without going through like 8 different tabs to find it.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
You can't find any live stream for anything. ESPN is the worst interface I've ever seen for a Disney.
Half the time I go to UFC fights through their app, it's in Spanish, and I can't get it out of Spanish. I'm like, why?
Dude,
why?
ESPN's the worst.
Yeah, I need to call you, Miles.
The money there that they could put in that website is a disgrace to what they actually present in every part of their product on their website. It's terrible.
Bogart, does platform matter when you play fantasy football?
If they're paying me, it does matter. But with that said, Yahoo, give me money. But yeah, I love Yahoo. I love the familiarity. I'm a creature of habit. I mean, if I could have all my leagues in Yahoo, I would, just so I don't have, I can just stay in the same app. I'm pretty simple though. Like, if there's cutthroats in a league and they say we're using Sleeper, bro, I'm on Sleeper. You know what I mean? And they talking about we on ESPN, bro, I'm on ESPN. Like, it's just wherever it's at. You know what I'm saying? Wherever the front line is at, we on there. So to answer your question, maybe it doesn't matter, but I definitely prefer Yahoo. Just based on familiarity. Don't ask me about familiarity.
Yeah, no, I've been on Yahoo for a long time, and a lot of people that I know, my brother-in-laws and my friends and stuff, they prefer Yahoo, but they barely got introduced to Sleeper and other things like that, and they barely started playing, Dynasty, and so these other websites, like I said, it just depends on what you're playing and what you like to play. And for me personally, I like it where you have an awesome communication with the rest of the league, so the chat doesn't break down. So I do like Sleeper for that. But yeah, that's probably my preference. Shout out to Sleeper. I shared something and then they picked me as a winner, and I got a free shirt, so that's cool.
Nice.
And yeah. So that was dope. It got here in 4 days. So anyway,
did you leave it
up? Yeah, Sleeper's dope right now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get all my leagues on a Sleeper right now.
Yeah, me personally, I am trying to any league that I run this year is going to be through Sleeper. I brought this question up for these purposes because I am about to start up our leagues. We're going to be doing our fans versus the analysts league. We'll be doing our office league, and then we'll be doing a third league where maybe it's a second tier fans versus analysts or something like that. or just like an analyst versus analyst type of thing. I'm thinking we just do an analyst versus analyst at that point for that one. But no, I mean for real, I think that the app in a way does matter, or what service you do does matter. So there's certain sites that haven't perfected. There's certain places that they have a good website. They don't have an app ready.
And the app is key because those last second changes are very important. So
exactly.
You could be anywhere, anytime shopping for a nice brew. It'd be like, oh wait, make this change real quick. So if you can't do that, it's not ideal.
No,
exactly.
Not. ESPN struggled with that.
I like Sleeper
their
because
app's better now than their site though.
You guys aren't hanging out with your laptops at all the Starbucks all day, like.
No, dude.
With your chai tea latte.
But no, like for real, like I feel like
Miles is a chai tea latte guy, right? Black coffee.
I have no idea what to order there when I go with my wife.
I get black coffee.
She just orders it. Yeah, coffee black. Like I was like, get it strong.
Man,
No cream, no sugar.
I'm from Seattle, so I'll hit you up. I'll give you a list of go-tos.
Yo, every time Justin calls me, Justin will call me for a business call, and I'll be like, "Hey, yo, hold on 1 second." Yes, sir. So you ordered the.
That's 100% accurate. I go to Starbucks 2-3 times a day.
But no, for my take, I feel like it does matter. I feel like appearance does matter. Sleeper's my shit. That's what I fuck with. ESPN is kind of like, I guess, like a close second there. Yahoo has familiarity because I've been playing that since 17. I think that everything that everyone said there matters. I just bring it up because like I had some people that are like, I wouldn't compete in your fantasy league unless it was here. And I was like, you was arrogant little bitch.
Yeah,
we forgot about the NFL app, NFL fantasy.
I actually used theirs for like 5 years with my main league before we switched over.
If I think about it, I won 2 leagues in that app. The presentation's not that bad, but it could be better with updating stats and like it's like a little.
The NFL app sucks when it comes to.
Yeah. Hey, how about this? Boom.
That's the funniest comment right there.
Fuck you, Michael Fabiano. You're so trash. The fantasy picks are so trash.
Yo, let's get into the next topic. Yes, I still fuck with Thrive Fantasy app. Shout out to Thrive Fantasy app. Drop the description below. Place your prop bets. We're doing esports right now. You can watch. You can win money. You can win money off of some kid in Nebraska getting shot in the head on Call of Duty Warzone.
Yeah, Leaf Steve. If J Love ever makes an album, that's the album cover.
Oh man.
Fuck that bitch, Carol Baskin.
Hey, real talk. The sausage breakfast sandwiches at Starbucks are the joint.
Right?
Yes.
The chorizo ones too.
Dude, I was super hungover in Vegas. And
Okay, not a sponsor, but Starbucks, get on this.
Starbucks,
please. Clock Management is sponsoring you pretty hard right now.
Yo,
I also have a bunch of Starbucks stock, so.
Hey. Yo, this motherfucking fantasy stoner. She definitely fed her husband to that tiger.
Man, I just watched episode 1 of that today I finally am at home, like doing this whole quarantine thing that everyone's been talking about.
Finish it up, man.
Sorry to hear that, man. It's not fun.
You're just now on quarantine? Shit.
Yeah, it's day 1 for me.
Coming from you, tell me to be quarantined. Wow. I'm gonna remember that in our friendship. I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna be like, yo, remember when you told me to do some shit?
If I had the option, I would. It's my work that they don't believe in this.
They don't believe in it.
You work for the government, don't you?
Yeah. That's the
plan
scary part.
We have a work safe plan in effect in my office. So
shout out to Elon. Tesla still got to work.
Yeah, Tesla still got to work. Hey, but shout out to Justin, serving on the front lines, doing his thing.
No, not right now. This Bogart's wife or girl.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, Warren Moon stated today that Gardner Minshew is not a bona fide starter in this league on First Take this morning. And he's also stated that Jacksonville should maybe pursue Cam Newton. How do you feel about this and why? And I believe that we're starting off with Miles.
Yeah, I believe him. You know what I mean? It's Warren Moon. He's he was a quarterback, dude. I mean, he knows what the hell he's talking about when he sees guys out there. I've saw, a bit of Gardner Minshew. I know that there was a Minshew mania, and he was better than Bortles and whoever the hell else they had out there, trying to sling the rock. So, yeah, he's decent. He has a good rushing floor with his legs. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes because he doesn't really throw the ball a lot, and lets his playmakers make plays. So, he's good. But he's not, like you said, one of those guys, that top-notch starter that's going to take you to the next level. And I don't know if the Jags have had one of those guys since the days of Brunell or whoever the hell.
No, hey, hold on.
That's the second time we talk about Gabbert.
No, that's the third time we brought up Brunell on this goddamn show, which just shows, first off, how old every analyst that I bring on this fucking show is. That's step one. I need y'all to start picking up your walkers and put them back in your closets. We're still young, damn it. That's step one. Step two, Byron Leftwich wasn't good for the Jags.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I totally forgot about Byron. He was great. It's because, Maurice.
Hey, David Garrard was a stud, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, Mark Brunell, you just brought up bad Redskins memories.
I mean, to be fair, we're also talking about Warren Moon right now. So
yeah. So like I said, Warren Moon knows what he's talking about. Like I said, for fantasy, he was a decent floor type of guy if he really had to go there. For Minshew, I'm talking about. So I could see why, with Cam Newton still floating around there, he could be somebody that could elevate the team and Fournette and the other guys that they have in the passing game.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask just one question before we go over to Bogard? I know you, Miles. I know you, and I love you. You're like a brother to me, okay, Miles?
Yeah. I know.
So
same. I feel the same way.
You say the stuff that you say about Warren Moon, and you know that I love Warren Moon.
Yeah.
Me and him, we have both donated to the Rose Bowl Charity Foundation. Yada yada yada. Are you just saying this shit because he's a Houston Oiler?
No, that's not the only reason I'm saying that. No, man. I mean, Warren Moon is a
But is it a reason?
It is a reason, though. It is, and that's a little home bias. But I mean, I like Cam Newton too. He was one of those guys who I was going to pick up last year, and then he got hurt in the last preseason game or whatever the hell before the start of the season, and he was hiding the injury from the team, and so it just didn't go his way and fantasy owners' ways, and I had to cut him for like Josh Allen or somebody else, and it worked out okay. So I'm not upset with Cam Newton. And so I don't like guys coming off of foot injuries though. So maybe that's why nobody wants to touch Cam this year. But it's been some time that he's been removed. It happened very early last season. So if there's a window for somebody to go out there and pick him up and improve their team this year, if they really want to take a shot, then Cam is still there, and so is Winston. God damn it. Sorry.
Because that's one of my inspirations. I love Warren Moon, and him and I, we've done some business together. Still working on trying to get him locked into this fucking show. But Warren Moon, you're on quarantine. Come on the show.
Warren Moon, give me money.
Bogard, you're next.
All right. Here's something you guys might not know, but I don't believe in Minshew magic. I call him Minshew the Ginsu. I'm a Minshew truther. Bro, he doesn't even shave his own beard. His razor sharp swag does it. You know what I mean? He's the type, first of all, and he was a Heisman runner-up. And when I seen him last year, it didn't surprise me. But I love the idea of Jay Gruden over there. I can remember Jay Gruden with Kirk Cousins and back-to-back 5,000-yard passing outings. I don't want Cam Newton there. I want Minshew again to fuck with Jay Gruden. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased because I am a Ginsu truther, but I love him as a second or third QB in Superflex. I even would take a shot at him in single QB leagues hella late. You know what I mean? I fuck with the Ginsu. I love Chark. I love Westbrook. I mean, he has some weapons there. I love the fact that they pepper the running back. I hope that doesn't change with Jay Gruden there now. You know, I don't know. I'm all about the Ginsu, man. Fuck what Warren Moon said. But Warren Moon, give me money.
Oh my god. So I do agree with Moon, but here's the thing: is Minshew a bona fide starter? No, but is he the starter? Yes. I mean, I don't think the Jags should basically be trying to take away this guy's shine, take away his chance to be the starter, being that you go out there and get a Cam that's possibly hurt. Like, they just went through the turmoil with Nick Foles coming over the big check, you know, him supposed to be the guy, and then he gets injured. It's like, damn, we're back to square one. So I think they should give the kid a shot, let him play, you know, a decent amount of weeks where he gets to, you know, the kinks out of, like, being the guy. Like, he made DJ Chark look good. I seen somebody put that in the comments, and that is true. So it's like, once they put Foles back in, that's the moment that Chark's fantasy value just shot down to the ground.
Yeah.
And then they eventually put Minshew back in, and then Chark kind of just stayed mid for the rest of the season. So it's like, they should give the kid a shot, let him do his damn thing. But he's like a commodity right now. Like, the mustache is working for him. And let him be the face right now. Let him eat. Let him get the shot. I don't think they need to worry about, you know, him too much because he's a more mobile quarterback than Foles. So it's like he's able to get out of that pocket when there's trouble. He has Fournette back there, which I don't think is going to happen again, but he put up 74 receptions. So that don't check down was working for him. So I think they should just give him a chance. Let him roll with the keys, you know, to the Honda. I'm not going to say Lambo or anything like that because it's suck. But it's just like, just give the guy a shot. No, he's not a bona fide starter, but he is the starter right now.
This man with the Lewis Riddick takes. He said 75 receptions. It ain't gonna happen again, though.
Nope. Nope. So do not draft Fournette in PPR thinking he's gonna put up 70 again. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Maybe it's more like a, you know,
sports car. But hey, it ain't a Rari.
But it'll get
it ain't
you
a
there.
Tesla.
But it'll get you there.
Honda, give me money.
It ain't a Tesla.
Hey,
Tesla.
I love Tesla too. I got stock in them too.
I would say eat right now,
Justin. Stock management.
That.
Stock fantasy management.
Right? Yeah, hit me up. But yeah, so I think first of all, Warren Moon. I think he's just jealous of the mustache. Like, you remember Warren Moon used to have that real shitty mustache for years, and he's just jealous that now Gardner rocking the mustache, everyone walking around wearing fake mustaches. Like, he's just upset about it. That's cool, but I mean, like you're saying, you can't take a shot on someone like Cam after what they just went through, and like Cam's had numerous health issues. You can't take a shot on someone like him. If they want to take a shot on someone like Winston, or not Winston, Jameis Winston, I would understand that. Like, I'd understand that a little bit more, but you got to give this dude a shot. Like, you drafted him for a reason. Obviously, you guys saw something in him. So you can't just, after he didn't do anything to lose his job, take that job from him and be like, screw it. You know, let's go get someone else. So, yeah, I mean. What'd you say?
Me being an ass. I was like, Justin, you could say fuck it, because I know she stopped herself, and I was like, he's doing that clock management shit.
So my take, or
kids don't watch my show, okay, Justin? But hey, kids, if you would like to watch a good show that same as ours, but since not the same, Justin, point to it. There we go. Oh, go ahead, Jake. I'm sorry, Justin. I had to shout you out, though.
So I mean, I think everyone else, besides Miles, kind of took my opinion on this. But I will say this, just like how it would make sense for them to take a quarterback on. Why would you pay a veteran quarterback money when you could find your own in the draft and get him cheaper? And find the guy you really like to replace Gardner Minshew if he fails. It does not make sense to pay a quarterback who's established and would want a lot of money at this moment when you don't have a team around him to actually win with. Because you kind of got rid of your guys very slowly to figure out what you're going to do in the future. It does not really make sense to me at all to pay a quarterback right now if you don't have everything else around him. So I'll be quick on that and just say it makes 0 sense to bring that quarterback in right now.
Can I add something? I definitely love the fact that there's no more Jalen Ramsey. There's no more AJ Boye. This is fantasy talk, by the way. I love the fact that defense, it could be like, back to the Jags defense. We were all accustomed to them being trashed.
Yeah,
which would entail my man, the Ginsu, just slinging it. You know what I mean? And with Jay Gruden, like I said, I've seen it with Kirk Cousins, with the trash secondary in Washington, where they're just going to be slinging it a ton. You know what I mean?
Hey, the more and more that you say Jay Gruden, I just want you to know the more and more that you're diminishing my take of what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Actual players. Because the more and more you're just reminding me as a Redskins fan of how much this man can fuck a system up. Jay Gruden. All right. You know what? Fuck it.
Okay, hold on though. We're good point.
Jake, wrap
Jay
it up.
Gruden had issues. Jay Gruden had issues with substance.
I'm sorry to bring
in
DC. Imagine in Florida what he has access to with all the crazy stuff he was doing in the middle of DC.
Just so I can look at you. I look, Jake. Look at me. Look at me. Jay Gruden is a fucking equivalent, okay, of somebody trying to say that I did something with this project, and really, it was everyone else that did all the fucking work on the group project, and that's why the project got an A.
Jeff Fisher.
Jeff, there you go. He's not that bad, but okay.
He's no John Gruden either.
Bro, listen, when I saw this man, I didn't personally see him, okay? It first initially came from a homie, and then it came from fucking news sources that this dude was outside of a Leesburg Turnpike bar where all little George Mason thotties are. I appreciate you, George Mason thotties. Y'all kept my morale up at a very low time in my early 20s. But Jay Gruden, you are 57 some odd years old. For you to be caught outside of a bar door in week 5 of your NFL career, smoking a cigarette. I don't know if it was weed.
Cigarettes.
Cigarette. But no, out here in some goddamn fucking man thong sandals. No one on this show gives Jay Gruden credit because it gives bad memories, and I'm having PTSD.
Party never stops. 57, 67.
Hey, you can hit up that little Robert Kraft place right now and have a great time.
The party stops when Jay Gruden is your coach.
Check this out. Jay Gruden, don't give me money. How about that?
Yo, hey, if you end up at Jacksonville, Duval, if you end up with 17 players on IR during a practice session, just know Jay Gruden did it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this officially, based on Robbie's take, makes a meme needed to be made of that picture of Gruden at that place with the party don't start till I walk in shirt memed onto him. 57-year-old dude in like a college ball. It needs to be made. And remember, please, somebody in the chat make this meme. It'd be hilarious.
If you make the meme, I will Venmo you, Cash App you $5. No, for real, like tickets to the take though. I love Minshew. I love the fact he's selling beers. He's gonna put asses in seats, and that's all that Duval needs, especially when Corona breaks. Because let's face it, sundress season is happening, and we're all missing ass cheeks. So with that being said, and with that being stated,
give me money.
With that being stated, Warren Moon, I'm sorry, you are absolutely positively wrong in this essence. Brady was once a 199. I'm not saying that Minshew is Brady, but let this kid take the keys and drive.
Yeah.
No one's telling this kid to not take the keys and drive. As soon as we saw him, we were like, yo, that's that motherfucker. As soon as we saw Minshew, we were like, Minshew mania. Let me buy a fake mustache. And if you can't grow one, then I'm sorry. eat more. But other than that,
But yeah,
next
let the young quarterbacks fail before you get rid of them. That's kind of my rule. You got to
no,
see
fuck that. Yeah, exactly. Let them fail, bro. I don't like that they didn't want to give him up. Warren Moon didn't want to give him up. Alden Smith signs in Dallas for 1 year, $4 million. Is it just me? Or is it starting to like Dallas don't love Dak? They don't love Dak.
The disrespect.
Yeah.
Is it possible he plays elsewhere next season? Miles.
Yeah, I mean, Jerry has been one of those guys throughout the years where I was like, man, I'm just glad that the Texans don't have somebody like Jerry. And then, and then the last couple of weeks happened. But that aside, yeah, there's always some questionable things. I mean, I guess it's kind of a low risk. But I mean, $4 million. I mean, I don't know. It is disrespect. I mean, you could be putting that towards Dak. Dak has proven that he's a good quarterback. He's the thing that makes that stuff go. I know a lot of people say it's Zeke. They went ahead and they signed Cooper first. They signed Zeke before that. They got all the other pieces before they took care of Dak. And I get it, right? You can do that on his rookie contract and stuff. But it's time to pay him. And the fact that they still haven't been able to come to some sort of agreement is troubling, unless it's one of those like wink wink situations and they're just trying to drag it out to get all this media while we're in this downtime. But they have something in the wings, like they already have it set. But I mean, it's kind of disrespectful. I feel, like I said, unless they have something already, an agreement between Jerry and Dak. But it doesn't seem that way because they still. It seems like Dak wants his guaranteed money. He wants the stuff up front, like the way that most guys do, and they just haven't met where they want to as far as the figures go. So yeah, it's disrespectful. I was talking to a bunch of my flag football teammates because they're all Dallas Cowboy fans and. They're like, well, at least we didn't trade away. We didn't trade away our number one receiver. We locked him down. And I was like, the fantasy locust. I mean, the guy who disappears for 7 games out of the season, who's very inconsistent and doesn't have, he's really good at home. So, anyways, Zeke is a one of a kind talent. You can build around Zeke, I guess, but it's weird. Most teams will build around a quarterback, and you need to pay Dak already and just get it done. This is bullshit, really, just dragging this out. He's a great quarterback, and I'm not a Dallas Cowboy fan, but I think Dak is great, and now's the time to just give him his money because he's earned it already up to this point. So just do it, because guess what's going to happen? Other guys are going to, Mahomes, Watson are going to ink their deals, and he's going to be like, oh shit, look at this huge, gap. I'm almost there. I can even maybe push the numbers. You never know what's going to happen. Just pay the man already. That's my take on it. Is it Bogart's turn? Bogart?
I'm up? Yeah. Okay, check it out. I happen to believe that Jerry Jones doesn't want to pay him. And the fact that he doesn't want to pay him, on spite alone, he went ahead and bought a year's worth of Campbell's suit. You know what I mean? And he don't want to pay the dude. Alden Smith, shout out to Alden Smith. I mean, he once got arrested for saying he had a bomb in his bag, like a fucking idiot at the airport.
He hasn't played in 5 years, though. It's like, I don't know, it's crazy. You're bringing some guy in off the street, and Dak has been there, so that's where the disrespect is. But I get you.
Yeah, right.
He's a good player, but it's been a while. It's like a Josh Gordon situation.
I mean, can I be candid? Do you think is it out of the realm of possibility that he doesn't want to pay Dak Prescott because he's black?
No,
I thought that was on purpose, actually.
They paid Cooper and they paid Zeke, so no.
Okay, all right. You're right. Okay, so here's my real take is I think they continue to think that this is driving Dak Prescott. I think they're wrong about that. You know what I mean? I think they're
it's driving him. It's driving him right to another team.
Yes.
Right? And I swear to God, if Jerry Jones ends up buying Campbell's suit, I'm telling you, it's going to prove my point. He's going to be like, listen, I'm already endorsing you. You know what I mean? I feel like Jerry Jones would go out of his way to do shit like that than versus pay him. But at the same time, with Jerry Jones' history, we've seen him pay guys like Tony Romo when he didn't really accomplish anything yet. You know what I
I
mean?
love Romo.
I love Romo. But I mean,
But yeah, he never took it to the next level. I get you. But he has a chance to lock down that trio like they did when they had that run back in the
And
day.
Romo's still getting paid more than Dak.
Real deal. You're up, man.
I mean, it's crazy to me, like how they're openly disrespecting Dak, and it's like I feel like they're gonna draw this out to the last minute, and like I feel like he's a Jerry boy, so he's gonna get his money, but it's like taking this long for him to get signed. Like I'm on the fence of it. Like I don't know, is he a Jerry boy? I don't know. So it's like to New England, Jesus Christ. But it's like I don't know, man.
Trying to hit on the black man.
It's weird. It's like really weird to think Dak not good enough. Like he's putting up great numbers. He has the weapons. He has Zeke. He has Cooper now locked in. It's like he has all the weapons to go to the playoffs, to possibly make a playoff run. I'm not going to say Super Bowl because Cowboys fans will lose their fucking mind. But anyway, it's like
that shit.
he has the pieces. So it's like he had the pieces last year. So what is he missing? So I think that's like the bad taste that they have in their mouth right now, because Cooper is known for not showing up in big games. That's a big fact. And I agree to that as a fantasy owner of having him in plenty of leagues where it's like, why is he not showing up today? Oh, he has Stephon Gilmore. Oh, duh. He has Darius Slay. Oh, duh. And it's like the top corners up there he can't compete with. And it's like, that's such a true fact that you overlook because you're thinking he's such a elite, wide receiver where he's not showing up. So I put that on him.
The shadow report in regards to Amari is the scariest fucking thing ever.
Especially with Slay going to their division.
He's gonna have to deal with Bradbury 2 times in New York Giants. He's gonna have to deal with Dunbar with Washington, right? Twice. He's gonna have to deal with now Darius Slay twice.
Yeah, like it's getting ugly for Dak.
Yeah,
like I just feel like I don't feel like they're not full sending on Dak. They're holding back. They're not sure if he's the guy, which I said when he took over, and I don't feel like they're 100% thinking Dak is the guy to pay him this big bag because that's a heavy investment they're trying to put into him. Like he's going to get paid more than Goff. He's going to get paid more than Wentz. So they're looking at this like these two guys, like how their track record is. They're not like I'll be 100% not biased. Like Goff is not an elite or above average quarterback. He's one of those guys that can just manage the game and use his weapons if they're there. So he's not the guy that's going to have the ball, take over the game, make runs, get the first downs. He's not going to put it all out there. He's going to play it safe. So I feel like with that lingering over Dak, like you had the weapons, you didn't go to, to the Super Bowl. You didn't make a playoff run. Like it's kind of like, again, like I don't know what it is that Jerry is looking for in a quarterback because Romo really was mediocre as well. Like I'm just gonna say it.
Had the dimples.
And so was Jason Garrett. So it's like maybe he's turning over a new leaf where he's getting the mediocre out. He's looking for that guy. Zeke is that guy. I don't know if Cooper is. Cooper's probably the signing there to try to help, Dak to make him the guy. But I feel like, I don't think they're all in on Dak right now. So he may be playing for another team.
Yeah. Someone in the comments said they're treating him like the side chick, not the wifey. And that's true. And eventually that side chick going to find another dude. She going to grow up and settle down with some other dude. So, I mean, that's what's going to end up happening. You keep playing games. He's out there throwing footballs with Dez Bryant right now. We all saw what happened with Dez Bryant and the Cowboys. Did not leave on good terms.
Indy next year. Chris got me to Indy next year after Rivers is done.
Oh, shoot. We got some dono.
The bold predictions.
Motherfucker.
Fuck that motherfucker.
Yeah, I think Dak, whether he's the guy or not, though, you gotta pay him now. Because if you don't pay him now, like you're saying, you got all these big name quarterbacks about to get paid. The price for a quarterback about to go up. So whether he's the guy or not, you're gonna have to pay him now, or you should pay him now, regardless.
You should pay him now so you can save in the future.
I say let him walk.
Well,
you're not gonna be able
if he's done, we'll take our toast and then I'll have my take.
Go ahead. Yep. Go ahead.
No, good now.
Oh, we're taking another one. I gotta catch up. My bad.
You
Enough.
A beer, so
Wait, are we taking
You
it?
don't give me money.
You donated, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we have.
We all took one.
I'm drinking anyway. That's not topic.
Oh, sure. And I forgot to even talk about Alden Smith.
Oh
I mean,
shit! J Love just threw money. J Love just threw money. That's what the second one is for.
We don't really need to talk about Alden Smith. He may come in and get like what he's been doing when he after that that 1 year he blew up.
Fuck that dude.
yes, 5 years ago.
Alden Smith, man. Here's my take. He's in the worst possible state for what he got kicked out of the league for.
Which time? Which
Let's
time?
be real with that one. Exactly. Yes,
Hey,
not the best state for his habit.
full disclosure.
Yeah, I agree with Stoner, man. I mean, I like Dak. I think he's. I don't think he's.
Alden Smith.
Well,
But Alden Smith. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let's just talking about the comments. Sorry.
My opinion is you have to pay Dak now before he wants more money. Because
Yeah,
someone's going to set the market, and we know who that is. He plays in Kansas City.
that's what I was saying.
So
Mahomes, Watson
you
are gonna get
have to
paid.
pay him now, or he's going to
Don't
demand
know.
more, and it's going to break the market again.
That's the crazy thing. I didn't even think about Patty. Like, I didn't even think that he would reset the market. Because,
Yeah,
like,
so you got to pay him now, and then
you have
hope.
to.
Then you got to see. Oh, we'd be stuck paying him like instead of 32 to 35.
It
Like
seems like a
38.
lot, but then
There's
when
no
you get
way.
down,
Yeah, I'm
it's
glad.
like a
I'm
lot.
glad Patty's 42 didn't affect the market because we paid him a year early. So you have to
So
pay him now.
everybody pour up one because we got another dono. We do shots for donos, full spins and donos. That's how we get down. Y'all gonna probably do something similar when you get your 1K. You may have something, I don't know, but nah. So what I want to state is this really quick, before we go ahead and we take this shot. Fellas, how many on this panel have put on pads? Raise your glass if you put on pads. Raise your glass. Just raise your glass.
When I was a
All right.
Shin guards.
when I was a week.
My
All
drink it out,
right.
let it
So anyone that's put on pads knows how rough and how tough this fucking game is. I've been through the grind from like high school to the military to, competing in that little like in my community college we did have a football team. Cheers to me, cheers to you all the Rum boys and girls want to do dilly.
Hey,
I am not a Cowboys fan by any means, but I am I have done projects and work with the NFL Players Association. And I do go on and perform as an advocate for the players in the essence of, motherfucker, go get your money. There's nothing more passionate than when a player bets on themselves. Dallas is nothing, or Dak was wanting nothing more from Dallas than to give the same respect that you gave the other guys that were doing some of the same things statistically that he's been doing. I get that the film from Dak may not be the prettiest, but Dak is the one exception that I'll make to the film over stats tape. And what I mean by that is every pass may not be pretty. I get that O-line is providing a big protection. They just paid Lael Collins, who I love, who is one of my favorite offensive linemen in the league. But to sit here and not pay Dak is absolutely, positively absurd. Due to the fact of time served. Once again, going back to what I stated at the beginning and why I stated at the beginning what I stated. Any player that's put on pads knows that time served and time worth is time paid. Give me my money, bitch.
Hey, he's yelling.
Reach.
I'm not trying to be that guy, but I mean, we can all sit here and be like, oh, well, Dak is not that good. Dak is not that good. Time served is time served. Like, I know that Miles at some point he's going to be like, like if Miles was playing on professional level, he's going to be like, I've been catching how many passes for you? I got 33 receptions through 5 games. I've only dropped 10. Like, what the fuck, bro? Give me my money.
Hell yeah, performance. Or at least, something.
Yeah.
And it's just smart because he's going to get more money next year if you don't pay him now.
True.
So
Yeah, he'll take it.
pay him.
I've got my head ring a lot. I've got my head ring a lot. I've had dudes bigger than fucking Justin and Miles come across the middle. Justin and Miles combined. Justin's height, Miles fucking build.
I'm not that tall.
You know, shout out to Jake Johnson, South Stafford High School, man. You know, I'm just saying, pay me what the fuck I'm worth. I've received money to go and catch a touchdown or two. Pay me what the fuck I'm worth.
It is quite the disrespect for real.
Dude, I'm not even a Dallas fan, and I'm feeling bad for Dak. I'm like, damn, from a player standpoint, covering the story, I'm like, bro, I don't think he's gonna be there in 2021.
He gonna be in Miami, bro.
Well, I mean, was that confirmed? They did offer him the $33.5 million a year. Was that a confirmed thing?
Yes. Yeah.
I think the most he wanted 40, right? And then they gave him 33.
But
I think his best bet might be 34 or 35.
Dak is looking at the side of, you called me in and you drafted me to replace Romo. I came in and I replaced Romo before I was even projected to replace Romo. You were satisfied with this motherfucker.
That was by accident that he replaced Romo that quickly. That was by accident.
Yeah, he just played so well that
It just happened. It was like really general. Like it just happened. It was just like, holy shit, we can't put Romo back in.
Destiny. That's what they call it.
And the best thing that happened to Romo was right there, actually.
But I was
Romo was Destiny also.
But I remember sitting down with my dad. My dad, the part of the reason why the Rumboyz are what the Rumboyz now is because my dad, one of his biggest dreams, he's a Cowboys fan. He wanted to be a Dallas Cowboys writer. He didn't give a fuck about income, nothing. He wanted to be a Dallas Cowboys writer. Back then, they didn't have social media and all the shit that we have. Like now, we all have our own writing teams. We have our own staffs. All this other shit. You know. And so
come on, man. Really?
For me, following that closely with the team and knowing what I know,
that's pretty good,
bro. Like, you would have never gave me the deals that you're trying to give Dak. You never gave to Romo. You never gave those to Aikman. And actually, you almost tried to fuck Aikman over, and Aikman was like, "I'm gonna bite back harder."
No, I think that Dak got to just retire after this year and go take over for Romo again and take that CBS job from him. Get paid there.
It don't matter, Duce. It don't matter, Duce. So what?
No, it just makes sense. Pay Dak before the quarterback market gets totally reset and you're really more screwed. I mean, I don't understand why they're waiting. So.
Oh my god, what is going on right now?
It's our chat. It happens.
Chat is insane.
Hey, let's get into the next topic. Though we talking about these cowgirls enough. They ain't gonna win. Listen, there's not gonna be there'll be a wild card out of the NFC East. It's not gonna be Dallas.
It ain't gonna be Washington.
It's gonna be the Redskins.
Kyle Allen.
The Giants are making moves right now. Come on.
Kyle Allen. That's all I'm gonna say.
Really? You're full set on Kyle Allen?
Dude, I haven't heard any.
I love that.
No, I was gonna say I haven't heard any news about the Redskins lately. That's all.
I know.
I do want to say that back to Alden Smith one time is that allegedly he may or may have not have bought like a shitload of weed from me when he lived out here.
Don't say that on air.
Hey man,
You said allegedly.
Hey, let's go back to his video that pretty much got him pulled from the league. Hey, why are you doing that? It's against your job's testing policy. It's not like they're gonna know I'm Alden Smith.
It doesn't matter. The new team.
Exactly what he said on live stream. He's like, they don't know I'm Alden Smith. It's fine.
Hey,
Yeah, well, they did because he said it.
Ryan.
So
That's Ryan. We already touched on this, so I don't want everyone to take too long on this one. Stated this morning on Get Up that he wouldn't have paid that turd in reference to Amari Cooper, who we all know that I flip flop on Amari. Amari Cooper's the one receiver that can maybe be like, saying that he disappears during big games and big moments Do you agree with Rex and why? Big sexy Rexy. Who do we start with?
Me.
Yep. Let's go, Jake.
I mean, he is right in a way, and I think it shows, just based on the numbers like we've seen. And also, people are angry that the sports media is not like genuine enough, and the mainstream people are like, we want people who aren't just kind of like sucking up. And he didn't, and he said his feelings on that topic. So the players getting mad about this, I don't know if actual players like around him are getting mad or around the league, or if it's just Dallas Cowboys players, but I like it in a way because it shows I like the media being honest with what they think. And even though it's a guy who is a troll, I think he is looking to find his spot in the media, like Cowherd, who rips certain players. Skip has his players he makes fun of and stuff, and they just pick their guys. I really think that this is one of those things where I don't really care if it is that. I like people saying something that's a little edgier and like say what you want, man. I mean, I kind of want to have people I feel like aren't PC on ESPN. So ESPN needs this in a way. So good for him. He believes it. I wouldn't have said that term. I probably would have said something actually, not. He kind of self-censored, honestly.
Yeah.
It said like a 12-year-old insult. But I kind of would have just gone all out like his classic Jets days where he didn't have a filter and just been like, he's a fill in the blank. Screw up or something.
I mean,
you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't have gone turd because it's like a 10-year-old insult you have on the playground. But he's honest, so good for him.
Yeah, I don't want to agree with them because I just don't like him. But he is right. You're right. He does. We talked about that, how he disappears in big games. But also, no team in the NFL wants to pay Rex Ryan. So, I mean, do you really have
But he used the word turd. I mean, come on, guys. It's like a 10-year-old insult.
Right?
It is a turd. It takes one to know one.
He's in a family of them.
Why are we bagging so hard on Ryan Henry? Go ahead.
Because he just says all sorts of horrible shit all the time. The dude's I hate him.
I mean, look, I would have let Maury, honestly, walk for reasons we already covered, pay Dak. And, like, I'm not mad at Ryan for saying turd. I mean, I would have said worse. They look at I'm not on there, so like.
Oh yeah, I know he totally self-censored based on his Jets days. It's so good.
Turd, like let's
you can be uncensored and filtered. You said that you would have said worse.
Yeah, but it's like he said turd. Like let's think about it. He's a ex-NFL coach. He's in the locker room. I'm sure the players heard worse things than turd. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. I'm sure he was dropping.
He said worse on the podium
and calling them like bitches and like just degrading them as like humans. So it's like I'm pretty sure if their players are really mad, like, what are you really mad about? Like your coach probably says worse things to you behind closed doors. So him to go on air and say turd, he's not lying. Is he lying? No. So just let him do his damn thing.
Even if he was, man, you could say something worse, like as an insult to somebody.
True. That is true. He's a turd. That is like a 12-year-old like little century
exactly.
thing. But
like
at the end of the day,
I think he thought about it because I saw what he said. I think he was like, he's a, and he stopped and he said, I was like,
he hesitated.
He was gonna say something head.
He's fucking shit.
Yeah, he's gonna say something totally different, man.
Yeah,
it was knew that when he said, I was like, he censored himself just because Disney was like in his ear, don't do it, don't do it.
Disney. He just it's being said in Mickey's voice. Like,
during this time period, especially like everything that's happened on, like especially a lot of like the ESPN colleagues, like you guys know, Rumboyz developed a significant relationship between ESPN Los Angeles, not the rest of ESPN, but we have allies in ESPN LA. With that being stated, like, I don't know if necessarily Disney in his ear as much so he knew that I don't want to say what I really want to say, but I gotta say what I really want to say.
Yeah, I see it.
Man, my brother.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. Amari Cooper, receiver to receiver, you are an excellent route runner.
Yep.
And I personally hold your job from route 7 to 9. Me personally, no. routes 1 through 6, motherfucker, you're probably done. Now, with that
He's
being
one of the
said,
guys that has a certain amount of routes that he likes to run, and he'll put his all. If he's not running anything through 7 through 9, he's not doing it.
He don't
He's
think the ball's
stopping.
coming to him. He's like, I give up.
He's not even looking for the ball sometimes. That's what's fucking
That's
crazy.
where those,
You're an
that's where those drops
receiver,
come in.
not looking
That's how
for
you
the
get those
ball.
drops. Yeah.
Miles.
Yo,
Have you seen Amari's devil move? It's literally built. His devil move when he digs his hill, it's not built for the short shit. It's built for 5 to 7 yards plus.
yeah, no, he has great footwork and in certain routes, and yeah, I see that. I just want to point out some of his fantasy finishes last year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games where he scored less than 5 fantasy points in a PPR half PPR league.
That's ridiculous to be the number 1 target. Like
two of those were zeros. And it wasn't
I've always said you take whatever receiver is number 2 to Amari Cooper on that team. You're going to get him for cheaper, and he's going to outproduce him.
Yeah,
by the
way
end of the
cheaper,
year.
less rich. Because even though Dak drops a lot of balls, I'm still banking that with another year of development, he's going to step up this year.
Oh, Gallup, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing that also what I worry about with Amari Cooper is that he is such a good route runner that he may run a route so goddamn fucking good that
he thinks that
Dak's not gonna see it. He's gonna break off that corner too early, too quick. Everything in the Cowboys playbook, especially now that Mike McCarthy is there, is all based off of timing. Anyone that's ever watched, I want to challenge the Dallas Cowboy fans that are watching this show. Go back, and I want you to watch not your fucking film. Fuck your film. Go and watch Green Bay Packers film when McCarthy was coaching. Do you guys think you have the time, the patience, the discipline to work with that snap count, that snap count, to work with those snap count fakes? Everything in this offense is about to be based off of time, precision. And if Dak doesn't get himself signed, he's not coming into this season focused. Which means Amari got fucked. And honestly, Amari, you fucked yourself by taking that money and not developing yourself longer. Well, okay, I take that back. You helped yourself by taking that money because you knew that you weren't developed enough through routes 1 through fucking 5, and you knew that you had, or 1 through 6, you knew that you had 7 through 9, you know that you could spread the fucking field, you challenge safeties, and that's what the fuck you do. Amari Cooper, you are limited. You are a turd.
Yes.
He's a turd.
Turd.
It's almost worse to call him like the 12-year-old insult than what he actually wanted to say on air.
Yeah, the more we say it, the more I'm liking it.
The thing is,
he already has an emoji.
The thing is, as a third-string high school QB, if I had Justin lined up as tight end, he'll catch me my first downs, my shit that's going to get me, from a fantasy standpoint, points and shit like that. Amari Cooper doesn't fulfill that role. Amari Cooper doesn't move around like that. Amari Cooper isn't outside. He's a Z receiver, and he's a Z receiver that does not run the full fucking tree. And if you want to try and tell me that Amari Cooper runs the full tree, once again, receiver, let's have this debate, and I will eat you alive.
Yep. His days since high school where he's a good route runner, not a dominant athlete, which kind of shows his peak.
He's a good route runner through certain routes. That's what I'm
routes that he chooses.
I'm just going back to his high school, high school analysis. He's a good route runner. That's what they said. Which I want a great athlete as a high school against your superiors to show you can improve and really be a next level guy. And I think he peaked. He's been the same guy since he was 17.
I saw his highlights floating around Twitter today, and the whole thing was like against the Giants, it was against the Eagles, it was against like secondaries, and it was like 4 or 5 teams. Like all his highlights where it was like the best plays from Amari Cooper because he didn't show up in all the other games.
Plus, he had Lane Kiffin giving him open routes all day at Alabama.
Did you see the route of him against Eli Apple? Eli Apple doesn't even have a fucking single bump and run coverage. Eli Apple comes up to the line and goes 2 hands with you. And it's like, you dumb fuck, what are you doing? I'm going to burn you.
Yeah, he's not very good anymore.
let's go ahead and
Oh,
go to
man.
the next
You know
topic.
what, Tony? So everybody
Oh,
that
Bogart.
everybody that is familiar with my content, they know how my take on Amari Cooper, and I don't even call him Amari Cooper. He is Cooper the Pooper Scooper. That's my nickname for him. So I happen to think the turd hat actually works. But the irony of the name Amari Cooper, the Pooper Scooper, is the fact that he can't even scoop shit, let alone catch the motherfucker. You know what I mean? He's led the league in drops on multiple seasons.
Yes.
I'm not fucking
Crabtree.
You know what I mean?
They love is right. Michael Gallup is who you grab. If you're gonna grab anyone off that roster,
Yeah.
and honestly, the way this looking right now, if Dak don't sign and if Dak don't get paid, baby, he ain't
Dak hold out though.
Dak gonna play, but he ain't playing to that caliber.
I mean, will Dak hold out? That's a question too.
Maybe next year the Cowboys could
I
go
think
get
that
Foles.
40 mil would be a little too tempting, man. That whatever he's getting paid like that 29 mil, I think he'll take that for the year. I can't see him sitting out.
Y'all,
Holding out.
Ayo, next topic. Recently here, we're gonna rewind it. I think we could. Wouldn't we all agree that we wish we were a time machine? We could probably do this episode all together if all of us had the budget. We didn't have to do this way, but we're doing it this way. Recently on Rum Night Throwbacks, I called 2018 Thriller. That was Kansas City versus the Los Angeles Rams. What will it take for the Rams to return to glory, or is that window closed? Now, we're doing this different. We're starting off with Laquan. Y'all see his background. Let's let the Rams fan go. And then we'll go to Justin and then back around.
This is painful for Rams right now. Rams fans, let's not get distracted with the dick logo. I don't care what the logo is. I mean, honestly, we need to win games. And right now, we let go, some really good talent. I want to start off with Corey Littleton. Honestly, I would have kept Littleton over Fowler. So I thought that's what they were going to do. Because Fowler's price tag was going to be way too expensive. So it's all right, let's keep Littleton at least. He's a good tackler. He's one of the best coverage linebackers. And then, boom, he's going to the Raiders. So it's just our chances are getting slim as we get closer to the season with Gurley gone. The pump fake with Brockers going to the Ravens, I really wasn't too upset about that. And now he's back now. It's kind of why? We were already accepting that he was gone. And then yay, we got money to spend. Let's go grab somebody. And then we bring him back to pay him more money. And it's this is not adding pieces to get back to the dance. So it's we have a great wide receiver core at the moment right now with Cooper or Woods, and then Cooks is on trade apparently. But it's we need to put these pieces back on defense because right now our defense is looking like Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey, and that's about it. We have some good young talent linebackers, but it's to get back to the dance, to be up there, to be number one, scoring points per game, to be 32, 33 points a game. It's how are we going to do this with Jared Goff not playing up to his price tag? What he's
Where did Roby go? What is his name? The slot? You're on slot corner. Where did he go?
He just went to the Eagles.
Oh shit!
Slot got his
Eagles. So hey, in fantasy, do not draft any NFC East receivers. Stay away.
It's gonna be crazy this year.
And I will even say, be wary of some AFC West receivers because they're playing against that. They're playing against the AFC East and the NFC East. And you're talking in the AFC East. You're talking about Gilmore, Xavier Howard, Tre'Davious White. It's some shit. Then they're also playing. So yes, I want to second that. I just want to say that.
It's gonna be crazy for my Rams, and I'm a diehard fan, so I'm gonna full send on them. And hold on, let me pour this bitch.
Very quick, are you a Lewis fan or are you a Los Angeles fan?
I am a Rams fan. I don't care if they played in Tokyo, bro. I don't care if they played. I don't give a fuck they played in Birmingham, England. I am a Rams fan till I die, bro.
Hey, can I ask you as a Rams fan? First of all, I'm obviously a Niner fan. I'm not just wearing the hat.
Cheers it up, fellas. Cheers it up.
Right?
There's it already, man.
What's your temperature on Tyler Higbee? Like,
Man, here's the thing with Higbee.
Phantom? Like, are we stupid to chase him next season?
Yes, do not chase him.
Yeah, I'm
Do not
lukewarm on him. There's too many receivers.
He was a game script adjustment. So basically, we knew Gurley had the injury. We knew that Brandon Cooks had the concussion thing going on. So if you take notice at where Higbee kind of went off like 2 consistent games where he was putting up points, that's because Brandon Cooks was out. And Josh Reynolds, he wasn't able to step up to fill Cook's shoes that quickly as we would want him to. So therefore, we had to go to a different option, a different threat in the middle. So we went to Higbee. Higbee actually showed talent. And then you also have to play in consideration that Gerald Everett was out with a shoulder injury as well for 3 to 4 weeks. So I do like Higbee, but he's not the guy to be go chasing in this draft this year, being that it's going to be hit or miss.
Didn't they pay him? Do you think that stands?
Yeah, we paid him. Like he's there. It's like the thing is they want him there because he's a good pass. I won't say good. He's an okay pass blocker, and he's a threat when he gets hot. But it's a matter if that's going to be the go-to play to have Goff get him in the red zone or see him and trying to get the first downs or whatever. So I don't think he's a consistent tight end to where you're going to be confident putting him in week to week to be like, all right, this guy's going to get me 8 to 10 points this like every week. That's not going to happen. You're going to see games where Higbee gets like 3 targets and 1 catch.
No, man, thank you for the insight, real deal, because, I'm always trying to zone in on, like, the mid-round tight ends and later, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, and, he's obviously, like, a hot commodity coming off that type of season, and, you know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of people that are going to drive his ADP up because they're partial.
Exactly.
They're partial to him because, he might have did right by them.
Yeah, he was a waiver wire hero for sure, picking up into the playoffs. So waiver wire heroes always get drafted the next year for what they did last year, which is not how you should be drafting. You should be drafting on consistency. You should be drafting on durability, availability. So it's like him heating up. That's cool. No, that's great. Let him have that moment last year. But this is a new year, and you have to think what we saw prior years when the Rams, do that game script shit. Like, it happens all the time. Like, Gerald Everett versus Kansas City, he became like a freaking hot commodity that next waiver wire, that next day, really. Like, he was the hot one to get off the waiver wire because of that game. And it's like, well, it's not going to happen again, so good luck. So that's kind of like what you have to go into when you're drafting a Rams tight end. I will say this before I end. Go get Noah Fant. Go get him.
Yes.
Go get him, boys. Full send. Go get Fant. Drew Lock is going to lock it up.
Whoa, wait. Stoner just said I take care of my dudes. Hang on. Let me scroll up. Let me just drop.
Fant was actually on our sleeper episode that we did like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. And everyone's gonna end up hyping him up, and no one's gonna end up getting him.
Rise.
Yeah.
Fant is going to eat.
Anyone else have any other Rams takes?
No, man. I mean, killed it.
Yeah, the only way the Rams are getting back there to that is a time machine in the next year or
Time
two.
machine is a better investment.
Gurley's gone.
I guess my take on this would be the Rams have to kind of, I've made this take a million times, I think, but take the approach of rebuild the O-line through the draft, figure something out there, because you paid the quarterback. Russell Wilson had issues when he got paid right away because of that. The talent was lost. You have to find a way to draft that, manage that until Russell Wilson's contract is up and he's done. You got to replace it with rookies. And you need, at this point, it's the draft because you paid the quarterback and you kind of set your fate with what you can fill around him.
Yeah, because paying him that price tag, you have to protect him. You have to.
Yeah.
Like, there's no other way
You can't
around
pay
it.
anybody to protect him. You got to find it in the draft. That's the thing you guys do.
Again,
With Russ, it worked because he can move a little bit and he had a few years. But he might. I think your quarterback might get a little beat up while you kind of fill this line in.
I mean, he hasn't showed signs where he can't take the hit. though.
Fuck the Cardinals. Fuck the Cardinals.
Okay, how about this? With everything you guys are saying about the line and that, so do you think we should be looking at Daryl Henderson more? Like, if there's
Yes.
like versus like Malcolm
Oh,
Brown.
no, don't do it.
Stop. Listen,
I'm
last
in
year,
on
what happened last
Henderson.
year? I just made a video about this. That whole narrative going into last season. Gurley's hurt. We know he's hurt. He's going to have a snap count limit. They're going to cut down his usage. We heard that. We knew that. So out of nowhere, we got fucking Darrell Henderson going in the 10th round. Why? Why are you drafting a rookie that hasn't proven himself?
He was going to 7th round, B. He was going to goddamn 7th.
That's insane.
Let me explain this.
Yeah, let's be real with this. This is my unmedical professional degree or any point where I could say I know medical stuff. He is having knee issues due to arthritis. He cannot play in the Super Bowl. Regular season, he'll be okay for the snap count. If you can't play in the Super Bowl, use that snap count up in the Super Bowl, please. Use it when it matters. Do not use it when you want to have next season ready because you know you're in a snap count. Use everything you have in that playoff run because it does not make sense. If you're watching the playoffs, you're not ready for the regular season.
Never. It's like insane. Like the whole Henderson hype. Like I like it. I hope he succeeds. Like don't get me wrong. I know
Aaron Donald overrated. Leave Steve. Come on.
I want him to win.
So I think he is going to succeed. I think we're a year early on this hype on him. Or everyone was because you got Gurley leaving there, so that's freeing up a lot of touches.
Forced to leave, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Which tells you something. Obviously, the team. I mean, it's telling about Gurley and other running backs there. And Brown was less efficient than Henderson last year with the touches he had. So I think that it's still going to be split, but the split's going to be in Henderson's favor. And
1A, 1B. 1A, 1B situation.
So he's not like a top 12 running back. I'm not trying to say anything crazy like that, but I think you'll be able to flex him.
We got to be honest. He's too small to give you points consistently.
And at that point, you're looking for touchdowns, right? When you're splitting carries, you don't give the smaller guy carries.
Hang on. Let's just slow it down.
I just dissed you.
I'm about to come back at everyone on this panel. Listen, I interviewed the young homie Darrell. Young homie Darrell, when I interviewed him, in a way, kind of reminded me of myself.
So it is Darrell, though. It is Darrell.
Yeah,
Darrell.
it's Darrell.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I've been saying Darrell the whole time.
It's Darrell. Is it? Darrell Henderson? Yeah, I think it's Darrell.
Let's call him DH.
I got corrected in the room.
Mr. Hendo.
I got corrected.
Hendo, yes.
Call him DHL. He's going to deliver.
I like that.
But Darrell, however you want to put it, honestly, he did say that. He was like, it doesn't matter, dude.
Yeah.
This was the most chill, but in a weird way, hardworking, lackadaisical interviews that I've ever had. And that's where he kind of draw me in because he cut it short, sweet, and simple to where I want to get to know you more. I didn't get to know you as much as everybody else. Darrell Henderson is so special. I don't know if he can hit the hole. I did sense a lack of confidence. And that's what scares me. Because when I meet you,
you are going to have some confidence behind that line, too.
But when I meet you, and I sense that, like, I'm already such an alpha myself. Like, I carry myself, I perform as an alpha male. So when I sense and I feel that someone else isn't being that same alpha, especially in the football world, Miles, you know this.
You missed the big chest over there? AB style? You're a little cooler than that.
Hey, bro, I haven't been getting it. Yo, hey, I just want to show everybody really quick. My performance has not been up to par. I am fucking up. I know. I'm going to get it together. I'm going to get it together. It'll be the next 8 weeks.
Not an ounce of fat on you. What are you talking about?
He got that.
All right. For my size, I'm so fat. Like, it's not even bad. It's not even fucking.
I've been getting it in this quarantine, man. I'm on day 22 tomorrow. I'm just gonna keep busting it out.
Hey, you know what? I think this is kind of an anniversary tonight too. It's the first 4 weeks of the official shutdown as far as since California. You know what I mean?
Oh,
It's a little later over here. I'm like on 3.5.
put it this way: me and Miles used to be able to come on the show at any given time and be like, "Yeah, fantasy football, flag football," and like the second that flag football come on, we'd be like, "Bitch." And now, I can't do that. I can't do that now. Like, I've been off for fucking 5 weeks. But no, man, for real though. Shout out to Rubber Night Football. That was the next game that I called. I do think the Rams window is closed.
For now.
I wish the best to Gurley. For the Rams, I don't want to believe that Sean McVay's play calling skills are over because, well, I'm a Redskins fan, so I'm always cheering for my guys.
Ah.
Hey, how much does Sean McVay try to sound like a Gruden? Have you ever heard of it?
He's like the
We're
Walmart.
not doing that. They're not even close.
The way he talks,
Great value.
Yeah.
he tries
Sean
to
McVay, hey, look,
his whole delivery. His whole delivery goes carpet.
watch Rams film, and then watch this past season's of Redskins film. They're not even close. Sean McVay is so many years ahead. Like, play action. All right, so
Oh no, I was gonna say it's not even the like great value because he's actually the better version.
Well, yeah.
Sean McVay, yeah,
I was talking solely on the basis of his tonality and
like his speaking,
Yeah.
like his
I got you.
how do you say it? Like his aura.
Yeah, exactly. Not
Persona.
He's an innovator.
There you go.
Bro, my bucket hat off for the guy. He's a fucking innovator. He's younger than us too. He's a fucking innovator.
Shout out to Schoolboy Q.
Shout out to Sean McVay.
Yeah.
Sean McVay.
Oh,
on the other side, I'll pay respect.
God.
All right, let's get it. Yo. All right. Let's play Who Would You Rather Draft Fantasy Football Edition. So check it. We're going to go rapid fire. All right, we're going to rapid fire, and you have 30 seconds to explain. 15 seconds. Okay, you got 15 fucking seconds to explain who you would draft and why. We're going to start with Jake. Stark versus Sutton.
Oh, Sutton. I like him next year. I like the second-year quarterback. And I don't know as much about the season that Mitchell can have. So, yeah, I like the potential more passing that Locke can provide for the receiver. So,
Justin, I just saw you cheers for that. I'll take a cheers with you. Justin, what you got? Stark, Sutton.
Man, I was all in on Sutton last year. I'm all in on Sutton again this year.
Ron.
I'm going Sutton. Full send on Sutton. I really like Drew Lock. Like, I liked him coming out of college. I honestly thought the Broncos were going to get Will Grier, but I kind of was like leaning towards Lock, like closer they got to their pick. So I think Drew Lock is going to have something special going to this next season. So full send on Sutton.
Hey, yo, E. Bogart.
I'm a dumbass. Okay, so
what?
I legit before first of all, I'm a Drew Lock. I should have started with this. I'm a Drew Lock truther, right? I should have started with this.
I as well. So.
Dumbass, right?
I think most of us are in this.
Listen, I'm a dumbass because I invested in Drew Lock before I knew about him because his name sounds close to Andrew Luck. You know what I mean? So I was like, ooh, let's go. That's interesting. Let's see what he's about. Then his film was legit. And then he landed in a spot where, I was like, okay, he might get a chance. And yes, so to answer your question, Cortland Sutton, I'm a Drew Lock truther. He's going to pepper the fuck out of him. But one thing I do worry about is Vic Fangio really keeping this a low-scoring game. You got fucking what's his face? The boot. What's the kicker in Broncos? Something with an M.
I don't even know.
Myers?
Hey, we don't go to mine. We don't go to mine.
Kickers are people too.
Kickers are people too. No, that one's easy. I'll make mine short. I'm going to agree with everybody. I would like to play devil's advocate and go with Chark. Even I think he's a great player, but if you have to choose between the two, I'm going to go with Sutton. He's the only one there, and the situation's good for him. It's going to be an easy choice there, Sutton.
Yeah, where Sutton and I got Chark going are like completely different rounds anyway.
All right.
McManus. I'm sorry.
All right.
Next one.
No. I'm ready to get murdered. Before we go on to the next one, I'm ready to get murdered.
You're going Chark.
Where's OJ?
DJ Shark.
Rip his head off.
I am all.
You just.
I'm ready.
It's like this.
Bro, who else is fucking Minshew gonna pass to?
The Ginsu.
Didi.
The Ginsu Minshew. The Minshew Mania. The Mustache Maniac.
Like,
The
is Cole
mustache
still there?
maniac should be his shirt.
Cole there,
Actually,
is Lee
as
there?
he warm
Does
up.
they have all
That'd be
those
great.
guys?
Stop it. We're dubbing that. We're gonna make that new merch line for Gardner Minshew.
Yes.
Like another tight end just got to
Mustache
Jacksonville also.
Hey, real quick.
Yes, mustache maniacs right here. We're
I
good.
know. I clarified I'm a dumbass, but I also want to clarify my big Fangio take. Such a great defensive mind, great personnel on the defense. Going to be low scoring games. Brandon McManus, hell of a boot in Denver, high elevation, whoop, all day. It might be lower scoring. That's the one thing I worry about. The usage.
I mean, don't worry.
He's a red zone target.
Broncos fans will be happy about what I just said because guess what? You all get to throw shit at me at the stadium as what you did before I even hit 1K subscribers. Y'all, 3 of y'all found out that I was at 600. I don't want to know what Denver is going to do me now that I have 2K. I will be at a game.
Shout out to Denver.
Denver fucking love me and appreciate me. I'm just giving analytics. I'm just doing my job. In my defense, you pay me to do it.
Hey, Denver, easy money.
Stephon Diggs versus Keenan Allen. Miles.
This is easy.
It's easy for everybody. It's not easy for me. I don't like the move for Stephon Diggs over to Buffalo. I think that
off of now.
I only got 15 seconds. Keenan Allen, I haven't even made up my mind yet. Keenan Allen with Tyrod, unless they draft the quarterbacks, that's kind of if. I like Stephon Diggs' route running, so I'm just going to go with him and getting open down the field and the accuracy of Kirk Cousins because he's like almost 70% with a deep ball, anything over 20 yards. So I'll go ahead and take it, even though I don't really. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I brought in Kirk Cousins. He's not even on that team anymore.
Kirk Cousins.
I was about to say, wait,
Yeah,
what?
no, totally opposite. So here we go. Josh Allen, not
Yeah.
good with the deep ball. So I'm going to go the other way and just give me Keenan Allen running little routes down the field and Tyrod just kind of finding him. I'll take Allen. Fuck it.
All right. Your next, Bogard.
I definitely will. I will second his. I definitely would take Keenan Allen over Stephon Diggs. But I also want to add that I fucking love Josh Allen, the Stallion, the white Cam Newton himself. You know what I'm saying? But
The white candidate.
yes, okay.
No, it's true. I've heard it before. I like that.
What is Cam Newton though? He's wildly inaccurate with a big arm. He calls his own number religiously. That's Josh Allen, right?
Saw Josh Allen
Hey,
against the
most
Cowboys.
rushing touchdowns last year by a quarterback, so
Yeah.
you're not wrong.
I
Saw him it off against the Cowboys. It's beautiful.
I
Go
think
Josh Allen.
with Keenan Allen, the one thing that worries because Phillip Rivers, the line is still the same, right? The line is still going to be bad, right? Phillip Rivers, he was notorious for the second or first quickest release behind Brady or above Brady. He was always 1 or 2, right? So it was always Keenan Allen. It was always Austin Eckler. It was always Hunter Henry, all of the shorter A dot, right? So with all that said, Tyrod Taylor, he might call his own number sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And it might lessen the attempts. Maybe it will open it up. I definitely went over 30 seconds tonight. Keenan Allen.
It was getting good.
Keenan Allen.
I was still
Well, he's
listening.
going Keenan Allen Oh my God. I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. I've been campaigning for the last 3 weeks. Tyrod is bad, people. I am not taking Keenan Allen, especially with the investment of his name, thinking he's gonna mirror anything in previous years with Tyrod fucking Taylor. So I'm going full send on Diggs. I'll take the chances of Allen overthrowing Diggs 20 times a game, but he's gonna catch at least 7 of those short routes. So I'm taking Diggs for the win.
You know what? I'll change my mind.
Diggs for the full.
Listen, go. No, you can't change. Go, Justin.
Taylor is going to be the Chargers starting quarterback week 1.
Bogart, your pick's been made. It's Justin.
Yeah, you got a new quarterback there in San Diego, who I'm not a big fan of. You got Diggs move teams. I don't like the move, but like we were saying, he's got a big arm. Diggs likes to find himself open downfield. Yeah, it's not as accurate, so he's probably going to get missed a few times, but he's still going to get some touchdowns in there in some big games. So I'm still going with Diggs. Yeah.
So my take is you traded for a guy, give him a lot, you paid him. You got to use him. He'll produce somehow.
T-Mobile?
They'll find a way. They had a plan for him. You don't pay a guy like you did and not use him. So I'm taking Diggs this year. Big year.
You know, I'm the one thing though I do want to say is I hope Tyrod is. Look at Tyrod's history. He did dump off a lot, like in Buffalo and even in what was it called, Cleveland. So with this line being bad as it should be on paper, there will be a lot of pressure coming through. So maybe Austin Eckler might even to Keenan Allen's short ADOT projection. So yes, I would definitely go with Diggs. Because I love it.
Really quick, I just want to rephrase the question, or not rephrase it, but I want to put it back out there for our YouTube viewers. We're going Stephon Diggs versus Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen, who do you draft?
Taking them both, Robbie.
And we're now on Jake. Jake,
I didn't, man.
Motherfucker.
You are a Stephon Diggs truther in Buffalo, though.
I made mine. I said Diggs.
I'm afraid what Miles going to pick because he reads the wide receiver position like me.
Dude, I mean, Diggs is a better route runner.
And I have to and I have to compete against Miles in an office league, so I don't like any of his takes.
So this question.
Antonio Brown.
So this question is based on who you're taking drafting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely Diggs. Because think about it, you're taking Allen with that 3rd round investment, being that he's the big name and what he's done years prior. So no, I'm gonna wait on Diggs, drop him to like the 5th, grab him, get that same value as Keenan Allen.
They don't throw the ball. They want to run the ball with Josh Allen all the time. They don't even throw it there. You think they're just going to change their game plan and open it up?
Well, listen, they paid him the big money. They're going to use him. They have a plan for him.
You think if Stephon Diggs was happy over there with Minnesota and keeping quiet?
No, I definitely think it's a worse situation.
No, his frustration really was with Kirk. He would look at Diggs. He would look at Diggs, but then go to Adam Thielen, who's double coverage. So that was the frustration brewing there.
So what this tells me,
it's a worse situation.
Question
is.
I acknowledge that, but I still think it's better.
Taylor just bothered me because I remember how he got hurt.
It was harder broken down than what we all expected to be. Everyone thought that we were going to walk into this shit and be like, "Yo, I want this debate," and that's really not what the fuck it is. That's what Rumboyz dart. That's what Rumboyz dart is.
See,
I'm saying right now, whoever picks either one of those lost this debate.
Yeah, the biggest take I have is remembering Tyrod Taylor clearly audible to a handoff, giving the ball to Chubb to run to the right, and holding the ball and running straight into a corner blitz and snapping his arm, letting Baker play, which worked out, I guess. But that's all I remember from him. I'm like, this is the quarterback we picked up for $10 million.
Raise your hand if you're at the end of the day.
This is what I remember of him running into a corner blitz by himself.
Raise your hand. Yep, you're up next. Who's up next? Is it Miles?
Miles starts.
Jake. Oh, Miles? Oh.
Yep, Miles.
All right, hit me.
Mostert. Raheem.
Oh.
Versus Damian Williams. Now we get into fantasy. Now we get into fantasy. Come with your shit and don't hold back.
Why do I have to pick these guys? I'll avoid them.
Yeah, what am I doing? Am I drunk draft night?
I mean, obviously.
No, we're actually
Okay,
We
look.
should have a league of drunk,
Late
yeah, of
rounds.
drunk draft day Rumboyz.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
I got
Drunk
Foles
draft.
going in the fourth.
Okay, I think I have a decision. I'm gonna.
Oh, no.
All right,
Foles
okay.
dead.
I think I have a decision. I on this.
Hey, I base this question off of fucking. I'm not gonna put the channel out there, but I love a fantasy football show. A fantasy football show.
Not the.
So
Let's clarify.
Schmitty! What up?
Dude, can I tell you a quick Schmitty story from yesterday? So, bro, I
go for it.
DM him because he told me, he's like, bro, I'll be glad to come back on the show again. And bro, I'm carrying my 1-year-old, and so I'm voice texting the goddamn response, right? I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm taking you up on your offer. I would love to have you back on the show. Then I extend it, and then I read it. It says, yeah, bro, I would love to have you back on the shelf. And I'm like, oh shit, right? I'm like, hey, bro, like, Schmitty hates me now. I totally shitted on Schmitty on that. Shout out to Schmitty. Oh, that really happened.
Oh man.
Yeah, my voice text every time I do it, and I say he, it types she every time. You know how many times I text people? I'm like, she, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, man, they're going to think I'm talking shit.
Hey, diversify your fucking bonds.
I need an editor. I need an editor just in everything.
Yeah, everyday life editor.
Yeah. Like, yo, how am I supposed to say this to this person right here, physically?
Don't play. Hey, bro, I've already looked into the budget of that shit. It sucks. Let's get into the next topic, though. Mostert, Williams, Damian Williams.
Yeah, they have a lot of D. Williamses on that team. So, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go Damian Williams on this one just because of the offense. When he was healthy, he was able to put up points. Fantasy wise, he was pretty efficient. There's a lot of competition in San Francisco. A lot of touches to be spread around. It's very unpredictable. Touchdowns are sticky. I mean, not sticky, I'm sorry, but they kind of, they're a slippery stat. They don't really, you can't predict those from year to year unless they're superstar players. And when you're, spreading the love with 4 running backs in San Francisco, it's just tough to go with a Colonel Mostert there. So I'm going to go Williams on this one. It was tough, though, because honestly, these are guys that, I took Williams last year at the turn. I went like Saquon and then Williams thinking like, man, if these guys hit, and like both of them got hurt all season, so it just really fucked me for that fantasy league. It was like the only one I didn't make the playoffs in. So thank you, Polly Sleepers, for that league. Shout out to him, badass.
That's a huge. And I brought the question up personally just because I brought him into context. It's a huge Polly Sleepers question. So I hope that you guys hit him up on Twitter, show him some love.
Yeah, it's the only league I didn't fucking get in the playoffs, so thank you. But no, it was fun and it was very competitive. But yeah, I'll lean Williams again. He burned me last year. Shit, I hope it's not going to be one of those cliches like fool me once, Anyway, but I'll lean that way.
Christ.
Bogart.
Bro, okay, so to backpack off of him, I will always get full price when it comes to my man DW, the Darkwing Duck, the motherfucking Damian Williams. He's what, 220-ish? Burns a 4-4. Bro, I love Damian Williams, and I always get burned by him. And then it was one of those things where, like, in my fantasy playoff league, I had DW, I had the Darkwing Duck, and I'm watching them shit on us in the Super Bowl. And I'm just going to be partial to that, but also recency bias is going to drive his ADP up. So I'll probably be off him, and maybe I'll probably be off Mostert too, especially I live in the Bay Area. So the 80, there's going to be people that are reach for someone like Mostert. So he won't be in where I want to grab him. So To answer your question, the Darkwing Duck. God damn it, I love Damian Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't draft no one, Chiefs, so I can draft Damian Williams, and then I'll go ahead and get me some Darwin Thompson too.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
So obviously, I'm going D Wills too because the obvious narrative. There's too many mouths to feed. You got Jarrett McKinnon reconstructing. You got Matt Breida's going to sign that second round tender. Then you got Coleman, and then you got freaking Mostert. It's just too many people.
And Richie James.
And Jeffrey Wilson. We can keep going. We can go. We can just keep going. It's too many people. It's just too many people, and I'm gonna go with the narrative. Like it's just simply the better offense. You got Patty slinging a rock. There's more scoring opportunities. I mean, Damian Williams is gonna get you at least the consistent points you would want week to week as your play.
6-man boxes.
Wait, what'd you say?
There's gonna be plenty of 6-man boxes for him too.
Yeah, but so what? I mean, I just don't know if I can trust. Because, like you said, there are going to be a lot of people reaching on Mostert. So go ahead, deal with that headache of 6 other. The craziest thing is they're probably going to draft a running back. That's what's going to be fucking insane. That's going to be insane. That's just them like, you know what?
We need to add another running back. Yeah,
yeah, we need to add another guy.
Lil Dende up in the chat. Lil Dende up in the chat. I appreciate that.
Shout out.
It's just crazy.
Too.
So
I like it.
Yeah, I got to go. Same as everyone else. I'm going D. Williams, but I'm also going to tell you don't draft either of these guys. Just don't do it.
Yeah, totally agree. I'm on board with that. I wouldn't touch these guys unless they explode the first few weeks. Both guys have hardly 1,000 yards in their career. They're both 27 plus. So, not guys you want to rely on unless you really have to. But Williams, I guess at this point,
hell of a beard on that Mostert though. I mean,
yeah, you got to give that to him.
Mm-hmm. Surfer too. I love intangibles. That has nothing to do with her gameplay, but you know what I mean. Like, I'll be like, you know what? I'll take Mostert just because.
That's why I take Eric Weddle as the best NFL player every year. If I had to vote,
I love it. Eric Weddle's the guy. I fuck with.
Yes, he's got that thing like there's his strap where it's like still down to here despite having the chin strap covering it.
33 now. He's in the game. He's been around. I fuck with Eric Weddle. Is he still around?
Let's go to the next one. Tannehill versus Kirk Cousins.
This is a good one.
Now let me just first give some backgrounds to this. On my channel, we are not a very big QB high type of channel. We're not going to tell you to go Mahomes, Jackson. Like, we may do a special for you quarterback high draft prospects, but for the most part, we are thinking low QB. So I want to hear from everyone, if you're going low QB, what are we looking like? You go with Miles first, right?
Me, right?
No, Justin. No. It's you, Jake. It's you, Jake.
Yeah.
It's you, Jake.
So, I am basing my opinion off of last season, seeing that playoff run where they were really loading Henry up with carries. I don't like the season for fantasy-wise in Tennessee for any quarterback with what you decided to give Henry. You're going to run him through the roof for a year and then probably let him go. I have to go with Cousins at this point because it's going to be probably more balanced. Just because I think you have a long-term answer there, and I think that there's no back being paid that it's going to take away his chances to shine. But I think Tennessee can have a better season, despite not having as many passing attempts.
What the?
Now, I actually like Tannehill more here. I think he's got the higher ceiling. You lost a weapon there for Cousins, obviously. I think they will be throwing the ball more than they did last year. I think it was, you can't depend on Derrick Henry to do what he did at the end of last season every game. So they're going to have to throw the ball more. You got A.J. Brown there. So I think you're going to see a growth in him, and he was already awesome. So I'm going with him.
I was kind of torn when I seen this And if I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably gonna take Kurt, being that Tannehill was another guy that was like a waiver wire hero, and I'm like always on the fence going into the next season if I'm gonna draft this guy with that investment. So
you said that earlier too. That's a good.
Yeah. So like I'm not too sure on that because like they're gonna run the ball a lot. There's not gonna be much red zone scoring opportunity for Tanny. Really, it's gonna be all Derrick Henry run him down to the ground. So it's like if I'm gonna think week to week basis, am I gonna get that consistent? Let's say QB 2 points out of him. Am I gonna get that 20 plus week to week? No, you're probably not. So Kurt, I'm banking on him. Yes, he lost a target, but we can't forget Adam Thielen had like 5 games, 100 yards in a row, like a couple of years back. So it's like with that, having that notch, he didn't really lose a big piece to that offense because he still has a healthy Dalvin Cook, fingers crossed, and then he has Thielen. So I think the better opportunity week to week is probably Cousins.
Healthy Thielen, fingers crossed.
That too.
Right.
Definitely.
I just know they're going to franchise Henry, so they're going to run him to the ground.
It's going to be sad to watch this. Him signing that $10 million, he's a sucker for that.
They're going to give him the ball 40 times. Bury him.
In these troubling times, take the money.
Man, fuck that. I'm for my running backs, bro.
I'm waiting for real deal to really just be the real deal and just be like, yo, fuck, no, I don't like it. No, and that was it.
Okay, right. We got the real deal right there.
Yeah, that's the real deal fact right there. Fuck that.
You got Tannehill or Cousins, Bogart?
I'll take my man Corky.
Let's go, GMM.
Right? I'll take my man Corky Kirk. Right? With Corky Kirk, here's the thing: you got Kubiak there. You got Gary Kubiak, right? So it's gonna be a lot of throw and run. So they're gonna throw a lot to the running back too. So even if they get in in the red zone or the 10 zone, there's the possibility of throwing it to said Dalvin Cook or fucking Alexander Madison, right? You're going to see a lot of 12 personnel. You know what I'm saying? You got Herb Smith. They brought back, what's his name? The Rudolph, the Red Zone Ranger. Got him back. So, you know what I'm saying? I like Kirk Cousins' outlook for fantasy. Now you go to Tannehill, everyone already had said, the whole Derrick Henry is probably going to vulture a lot of that production for him. Plus, you gotta look at the secondaries on the team. Which secondary do you think is going to give up the most to opposing teams? You know what I mean? Then you could probably make your pick on based on that. So in my case, there's no Xavier Woods. He was already still giving up. Their secondary gave up the most touchdown receptions up to 20 yards and up last year. Them and the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? The Vikings. So. If you consider that, I'll definitely take my man Corky Kirk. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Hey, man. You said it. Let's go, Peacock.
Yeah, this one's real close for me also, but I think I'm going to agree a little bit with Justin over there in clock management and take Tannehill on this one. Because I'm thinking of it more from like a dynasty perspective, I guess, just because he just signed a fresh contract. He's going to stay there in Tennessee for a while. They're really impressed with what he did last year, and everybody thinks that the offense and the way that they run the ball so much is gonna take away from Tannehill. But in reality, he pulls a lot of those in, and he runs them himself. He has a lot of rushing TDs just as well, which is a nice floor in fantasy, which you'd love to see. And you don't get that with Kirk, and then you get some games where Kirk kind of just also disappears. So I think Tannehill has a nice floor, and it's a little safer. And if you're looking for a dynasty, pick, then I think I would take him over Kirk Cousins right now, just because of the other factors that are involved. But in a redraft, it's a lot closer. I like Kirk's accuracy. But they are also a run-heavy team, though, and that's the thing. So that's why it's close. So, but I personally like the way Tannehill performed in a new system with a quirky Mike Vrabel. I think he's going to be a good quarterback here.
I'm rocking with Tannehill. I'm rocking with Mike Vrabel. I have nothing else I have to say around the topic other than that. Motherfucker, you want me two fantasy championships. What do I have to say bad about you, Sammy Hill? Other than
Danny boy.
Tandy.
go out there, be a waiver wire pick, and let me get another piece of you. Because no one else is expecting it but me.
We gotta respect our heroes, man. Our waiver wire heroes.
Final fantasy football matchup of the night. Mark Andrews
Woo!
versus Zach Ertz. Miles, you actually start off.
Yeah, thank you. And unfortunately, I'm gonna have to dip out of this because my wife was already like, I need to do stuff. So you guys know how that goes.
I heard her.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, but I got you. So yeah, real quick on this one, probably for the same kind of reasons that I like the Tannehill in dynasty formats. I kind of look leaning towards Andrews. They have a guy in Hayden Hurst who just left town, so that opens up more opportunity there at the tight end position in Baltimore. And then Zach Ertz is in the opposite type of position where he has Dallas over the Goddard, just improving and looking better and better every time they're on the field. So it looks like unless he moves out and finds himself in like a superb landing spot, then, and I can't even think of one off the top of my head, but, finds himself in a really good situation where he's the tight end one and having the whole chair, then I wouldn't lean that way. So I'm going to go with Mark Andrews. And also, guys, thank you. Real Deal Fantasy Football, Black Management, Jake, of course, as always, and Robbie, thanks for having me on. I am going to have to leave. Bogart, welcome back. And you got it, man. You got to let me fly.
That's such a good actual exit, dude. Totally should be a thing.
We gotta let him fly. We gotta let him fly.
I'm gonna show up with like bright colors next time. But
and wings, like fairy wings. His daughter's fairy wings will be at his back.
Don't give him ideas. Just stop it.
With that, I'm gonna leave you guys. I'm writing for Rumboyz. You guys check out the Rumboyz Fantasy Network, of course, which is what you're witnessing right now. This beautiful stuff. We get to have guys come on and we talk fantasy in these dark quarantine times. You can follow me on Twitter at @FF_Peacock, of course. You can catch all of my articles on Rumboyz. And with that, I will leave you guys. Good night. Have a lot of fun. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Bogart, it's up to you. Tight end, Mark Andrews. Zach Ertz. Good night, guys.
I'm a goddamn.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate that one. Thank you for the donation. I just took mine.
Check this out. So I love Mark Andrews because he's in a Greg Roman system. Greg Roman, come on, we can even bring it back to his time with Tyrod Taylor in Buffalo. Charles Clay was a thing at one point. You know what I'm saying? You could take Greg Roman all the way back to the Niners even. Greg Roman was the shit with the Niners. We had Vernon Davis, Delaney Walker, even. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a no-brainer to me that Mark Andrews was going to be the guy.
Just stop. Let's relax. Just take a shot.
Yeah, you're right.
I just took mine. I saw it right away, and I was like, "Yeah."
I finished my drink right after Jake pointed it out.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I watched you do it. I was like, oh.
You saw us do it. Yep.
Give me money.
Here. So I'm gonna go with my boy. Like Mark Andrews exploded for me last year. Let me tell you a story. I got him in a 12th round last year. I was the only guy that was on his bus. 12th round, bro. I was the only guy on his bus, on his wave, on his hype through preseason. I'm like, he is going to be the target.
He has a huge reach.
Yes. No cap.
That dude's arms go forever. When he just goes for a ball, I'm like, does he stop?
Really quick, I want to put something out there that no one else knows. So around this time that Real Deal drafts Mark Andrews, I draft Mark Andrews, but we're both also following the same source at the same time. I'm just starting out. He's just starting out. And something beautiful happened because, I had got my tight end research off of another analyst, Stepmom Lauren.
Yep, shout out.
And me, I'm a big practitioner of taking the best of analysts and putting them into our own shit. Bro, when I just heard you say Mark Andrews, I know and I knew and I can feel where that's coming from.
Mm-hmm. That is my.
That's a big.
Bro.
Because I remember at first you weren't really like,
What
but
do you
then
mean?
you got on that,
Yeah.
bruh.
Hey,
Can't
but
nobody
also,
Mark.
you got to worry about Dallas Goedert too with Zach Ertz. I want to throw that out there.
Yo, Dallas Goedert's on Zach Ertz's neck. Like, he's that guy that's too close to you in the Walmart line, bro. He's like right there. It's gonna happen, bro.
I will say, all right. Let me break it down. Let me break it down and bring it back to what I was saying. Laquan,
Yo.
when Bob Lauren dropped her report about Mark Andrews, there was something that I don't know if you read it. I know that I read it. And I know that when I reported on it, that I tried my best to reignite that same passion that she had wrote.
Yeah.
We knew that was a fucking white boy tied in
Mm-hmm.
that was ready to go out there and catch anything and everything in his vicinity.
And his range.
And here's the thing. Every week he had a cue on his side. But still went out and performed for not just himself, but for you.
Yes, sirree. Yes, sirski.
Woo!
Anyone that ever wants to say anything bad about Lamar or about Mark Andrews, I'm ready for it.
They got to come to my house. They got to come to Jersey.
Hey, you know, I like to make up like ignorant nicknames, right? For players. And I was like, what can I call Mark Andrews? And I looked at